making it downtown Boston, Massachusetts on a humid 74-degree evening and about 30 miles south. Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, where a light rain is falling. And the crowd has just watched a world-class pregame show featuring Elton John, among others, that's being concluded right now by the Boston Pops Orchestra. Now, what could be better than the Boston Pops playing our song? And so welcome to the 2004 National Football League season. Al Michaels with John Madden and Michelle Tafoya, and a grade A matchup tonight with Indianapolis coming in to face the world champions. The New England Patriots, when you consider this team, think about dynasties in sports. And the definition has changed through the years. But if you can win 3 out of 4, 3 Super Bowls in 4 seasons, that's a dynasty. And that's the goal of the Patriots this season, who last year started 2-2, then ran the table through the playoffs. They haven't lost a game since the 4th week of the 2003 season. If anything, they have more talent with the addition this season of running back Corey Dillon. As far as Indianapolis is concerned, they were second best in the AFC last year, losing in the AFC Championship game here 24-14. And what about when the Colts took a look at their schedule this season? When the league announced the schedule this spring, they said to the Colts, you'll open up in New England. Then in week 2, you'll go to Tennessee, your division rival, to face Steve McNair. We'll let you go home in week 3 to face Green Bay and Brett Favre. This will be some early season litmus test for the Colts. John, first of all, we said Happy New Year in Canton, but this is the official Happy New Year.
This is the official one, and this is a way to kick off the NFL season.
Beautiful way to do it. Indianapolis last year lost to New England at home, came in here and lost in January. They're going to have to get by them at some point. How do the Colts beat the Patriots?
You know, just talking to Tony Dungy and Peyton Manning and the rest of the players and coaches of the Colts last night, just had the feeling this is a very confident team. They were 12-4 last year. They played very well in the playoffs against Denver, very well against Kansas City. In fact, they didn't punt in those 2 games. Tony Dungy is a very good defensive coach. Now, they have a young defense, and, of course, this team is all about offense. You know, as Peyton Manning says, when we go into a game, we know we have to score a lot of points. And he has the tools. I mean, he has himself, he has Marvin Harrison out there, and he has Edgerrin James, now healthy as a running back. And I think they're going to get a heavy dose tonight of Edgerrin James running.
You mentioned 3 superstars. Now you have New England. They sent only 3 guys to the Pro Bowl last year. None on offense. I mean, this is clearly a team in the ultimate sense of the word. The way they've constructed this team, is this the new template in the National Football League?
I think so. Team concept is a pretty good concept, but you have to remember that these are pretty good players, too. And Bill Belichick is a great coach. I mean, you talk to any offensive coordinator, any quarterback, they'll always say the toughest defense to play in the league is against the Bill Belichick defense. And I think some ways their offense is a little underrated. To me, Tom Brady is one of the best quarterbacks in all of football. Now, he may not have the 1-star receiver, but he has a lot of very good receivers, and he spreads the ball around.
A lot of great matchups to watch tonight. Indianapolis taking on New England. One of those matchups will be Marvin Harrison, the great receiver for the Colts, matched up with Ty Law, the New England cornerback, as we get ready for the start of the 2004 season. With Peyton Manning at quarterback, the Colts finished last year as the #1 passing team in the NFL, while the Patriots wound up 9th. On the ground, it was a different story, as both teams finished well down in that category.
What are you doing?
I'm online.
Do I want to know why you have the lights off?
I'm voting for my FedEx Air and Ground Players of the Week.
In the dark?
I want it to be like a real voting booth, you know, really dark and secretive.
You've never actually voted, have you?
No.
Vote for the FedEx Air and Ground Players of the Week at NFL.com. FedEx, go air, go ground, go football.
The first top 10 showdown of the year. Florida State, Miami, Friday night, 8 Eastern on ABC.
Coming in 4 days, 2 big games, 1 big night.
I am the Benefactor.
Don't miss the must-see series of the season.
Let's play.
The Benefactor premieres Monday, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
A Snickers wrapper will get you onto Snickers.com to vote for the hungriest player of the game in Monday Night Football. You could win a trip to the Super Bowl and other great prizes.
All of our equipment at the ready, including the Visa Skycam, providing compelling views from Gillette Stadium as the Indianapolis Colts take on the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots on this ABC kickoff special.
If a lunar rover can get out of a ditch on the moon, if a tugboat can tow an enormous freighter, if an M1 tank can have a heavy-duty Allison transmission, then why can't your truck? At GMC, our engineers don't just ask questions, they have answers. The GMC Sierra line of pickups. Professional-grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
ABC Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
The season opening in Foxborough, Massachusetts on this Thursday night. The Indianapolis Colts against the New England Patriots. And an official regular season welcome to Michelle Tafoya, a terrific sideline reporter who joins the family. And Michelle's down on the field with Patriots head coach Bill Belichick. Michelle.
Al, you could say Bill Belichick's passion for football is reflected in his friend John Bon Jovi's song, It's My Life. The son of a college coach began his own career in pro football 30 years ago. Now entering the prime of his NFL life, the 52-year-old Belichick tries to become the first coach ever to win 3 Super Bowls in a 4-year span. I'm joined now by Bill Belichick. Coach, how is this team different from the one that tried to repeat as Super Bowl champions 2 years ago?
Well, I think we're a little younger, number one, and a little more experience at quarterback. But, some of the same things are there. Some of the same guys are there, but there's some new ones too. But I think we're a little younger.
A lot has been made in the preseason of the rules emphasis on illegal defense. Many people think that might be a result of the way your defensive backs played the Colts wide receivers in the AFC Championship game. How will the rules emphasis affect the way your defense plays?
Well, there's been no change in the rules. It's the same rule. You can't jam them after 5 yards, and you're okay before 5. So, that's the way we coached it before. That's the way we're coaching it now.
Coach, thanks. Good luck.
Okay, thanks, Michelle.
And Al, one more thing. An erroneous report was delivered that Tony Dungy's wife, Lauren, had a collapsed lung and that Dungy had left the team to join her. I spoke with Dungy before the game. He never left the team. His wife is in the hospital, but he tells me she's fine. He declined to give her diagnosis, but he said the story was overblown and he's very comfortable being here tonight. Al?
Thank you, Michelle. And we wish Tony's wife the very best. And I have to believe, John, that if it was that serious, Tony wouldn't be here tonight.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I mean, Tony Dungy is number 1, a family man, number 2, football.
His team will kick off. That's Mike Vanderjagt. Went to the Pro Bowl, had a phenomenal year. In fact, a perfect season. Didn't miss a place kick last year, field goal or extra point. Bethel Johnson is very quick. Had several long run backs last year, and the 2004 season is underway with Johnson pinned at the 5 in the corner, looking for room now back to the near side and turning what would have been about a 15-yard run back into more like 32. Run out of bounds by Von Hutchins, and here's the New England offense.
Tom Brady, Michigan.
Corey Dillon, University of Washington.
Deion Branch, the University of Louisville.
David Patton, Western Carolina University.
Daniel Graham, Colorado.
Benjamin Watson, University of Georgia.
Matt Light, Purdue.
Russ Hochstein, Nebraska.
Dan Copen, Boston College.
Joe Andruzzi, Southern Connecticut State.
Tom Ashworth, Colorado.
A team that hasn't changed very much except for that one significant change. Corey Dillon, 7 good years with a bad Cincinnati Bengal team, is now here with the world champions. Antoine Smith is gone. He's now a backup in Tennessee. They spread it out with nobody in the backfield on first down. The first play from scrimmage of the season with Brady calling signals will be a pass over the middle. Caught tight end. That's David Gibbons, who had lined up tight. He's really a wide out, but he was inside that time. And Donald Strickland is there to make the tackle.
Yeah, it's interesting. You were just talking about Corey Dillon. The Patriots are going no huddle already. but they come out with no back at all on that first play. They had 2 tight ends and 3 wide receivers. We know that the Colts are going to go no huddle tonight, and the Patriots are starting off no huddle.
This is something Belichick has done from time to time in his now 5 seasons with New England. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. After the opening play, netted 19 yards. And a long count, taking the clock all the way down to 1. Good protection again, and again the pass is caught by Deion Branch, who was their leading receiver last season, and he takes it to the 30 as the rain now begins to come down hard.
Isn't Tom Brady something? I mean, he just calmly stays in that pocket, moves. See Deion Branch, he just starts up, finds a little hole in that zone, and Brady hits him perfectly.
At the 30-yard line, this time Brady sending everybody out and working out of the shotgun for the first time. The 31-yard line. Brady, who has started the season 2 for 2, goes over the middle again, actually to the outside to Deion Branch now. And the crowd, of course, with the emphasis on illegal contact, wants a flag, gets none. Here is the Indy defense.
Raheem Brock, Temple.
Monte Rager, Texas Tech.
Josh Williams, Michigan.
Dwight Freeney, Syracuse.
David Thornton, North Carolina.
Rob Morris, BYU.
Cato Jr., Michigan.
Nick Huff, Fort Valley State.
Mike Doss, The Ohio State University.
Dries Michelle, Memphis.
Donald Strickland, Colorado.
Now that time they snap it quickly. It's a pass to Benjamin Watson, one of their 2 first-round draft choices. Quick snap that time, and they're at the 31-yard line, gaining 1.
Tom Brady tells me he loves this because you can spread them out, no one in the backfield, but you can look at your matchups and decide where you're going to go before the ball snaps.
3rd down and 8 from the 29-yard line. After the pump fake, the pass is caught inside the 15-yard line to Benjamin Watson. They had 2 first-round choices, and Watson was the second of those, a rookie from Georgia.
And they say, why do the Patriots always take a tight end? Well, here's one of the reasons. They're playing with 2 or 3, and they don't always line them up tight. In this formation here, you'll see they have 2 tight ends in there, and they spread them out like wide receivers.
So 2.5 minutes into the game, the opening march takes him to the 14-yard line, and Brady now looks like Peyton Manning will look when Indy gets the ball. No huddle, back and forth, barking out calls.
But a lot cooler.
Yes. And that is caught by Deion Branch, his second catch on this drive. He gets to the 10-yard line, picks up 4, tackled by Nick Harper. So the big news in the offseason, the acquisition of Corey Dillon, yet to get into the game.
And that's a Charlie Weiss thing and a Bill Belichick thing. They don't do what you expect them to do. You know, you expect them to do something, you get ready for something, and boom, they're going to show you something just the opposite.
And he's doing it without the veteran wideout Troy Brown, who is inactive tonight because of a knee injury. So Brown, one of their key receivers, they are very deep at that position. But you think of Troy first because of the longevity. He's out tonight. 2nd down and 6, the ball at the 10-yard line.
They've had 6 plays so far, all passes.
And that time, a flag and delay of the game.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
That's Mike Carey calling the game tonight. It'll be 2nd down and 11. John, if it rains, and we've had off and on rain and might have some heavy rain before the night is done, does it favor one team over the other?
I don't think so. I think it favors the passing game if you can keep the footballs dry, because the defense has to react and the pass rushers get slowed down a little. So if the ball is dry, I think it favors the passing game, and both of these teams have great passing games.
2nd and 11 from the 15-yard line. Brady to the outside this time, and that's a short gain as Daniel Graham is taken down by David Thornton. Now these are the final remnants of what was once Hurricane Francis, worked its way up the East Coast. It rained off and on today. This is the end of it, but there it is. The temperature is 73, but the humidity 99%, so it feels warmer than 73, and it's very breezy tonight.
And this is what they were working on the other day. I was at practice, is this red zone. Last year against the Colts, they were just 1 for 7 in the red zone getting touchdowns, and they said this is what they have to change.
3rd down and 11. Brady under pressure this time. Escapes, on the move, looking, and then finally throws to the back of the end zone, and Watson is there but covered well and incomplete. So a good start to the drive. They begin the game with 8 consecutive passes, and now in comes the field goal unit with Adam Vinatieri.
No running back, spread them out. I'll tell you, the Colts did change their defenses, though. I mean, they had a 4-man line. They had zone blitzes. They had a 3-man line. Anything to try and get Brady out of rhythm.
33-yard attempt for one of the best in the league, and a guy who's won 2 of the last 3 Super Bowls at the end. The 33-yard attempt, and that one is good. So the opening drive of the 2004 season results in 3 points for New England, and the Patriots take the early lead on opening night in Foxborough. 30 miles north of here, the harbor, Boston Harbor, and back to Foxborough now as New England calling all passes. Brady completed 6 of 8 in 4 minutes and 51 seconds. On opening night a couple of years ago, John, against the Steelers, at one point in the game, New England called 25 consecutive pass plays. A couple of them resulted in sacks. Dominic Rhodes brings it from the 12 back up to the 28-yard line, and that's where Peyton Manning will see his first action as we break the seal. No huddle. The Colts will go no huddle, and that doesn't mean hurry up. It's similar to what Sam White had in Cincinnati in the 80s, what Marv Levy had in Buffalo in the 90s. They don't huddle. They go to the line, but oft times they'll take the play clock all the way down. They begin 1st and 10 now. The ball at the 28-yard line. Peyton Manning. And they start with a run on the ground. They give the ball to Edgerrin James. He's up to the 33-yard line. James picking up 5. He, of course, is their ace running back, similar to the years when you had, as you look at Manning's numbers last year, co-MVP with McNair, when they had Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin in Dallas. These guys with Manning and Edgerrin James and Marvin Harrison playing those same corresponding positions. James again, and James is close to a first down. 3rd and 1. Here is the Indy starting 11.
Peyton Manning, University of Tennessee.
Edgerrin James, the U.
Reggie Wayne, the U. Marvin Harrison, Syracuse University.
Marcus Pollard, Bradley University. Dallas Clark, Iowa.
Tarek Glenn, UC Berkeley.
Rick Mullen, Idaho Vandals.
Jeff Saturday, North Carolina.
Tupa Peko, Michigan State.
Ryan Dean, Northern Illinois.
The U is University of Miami.
Right.
For those who are outside of South Florida. 3rd down and 1 from the 37-yard line. And it's James again, and boy, is that reminiscent. Remember, it was James who couldn't get in on 4th down last year in the regular season. There's a flag down, however, and the crowd, of course, remembering it, responding to it, and that cemented a New England victory in the RCA Dome. Let's see what Mike Carey has to say.
You know, and that's what the Patriots do so well. You know, we always think it's just pass defense, pass rush, sacks, and things like that. But they play short yardage well. They play goal line well. They play all facets of defense well. That time they had 5 linebackers in on that
Illegal
defense.
hands to the face. Defense, number 37. 5-yard penalty, automatic. Touchdown.
So that's Rodney Harrison. So instead of a 4th down, Romeo Cornell says, what was that all about? Sends in the next signal, 1st down, Indianapolis.
Yeah, because there was no pass involved, so it can't be a pass interference type of thing. You just have to see it right there, the face mask. He just has a hold of the face mask and doesn't take his hand off it, and then goes into a little fisticuffs after it.
Yeah, he was on there forever on the face mask of the tight end Marcus Pollard.
Rodney Harrison is a very, very emotional, spirited guy, and he gets a little overexcited, I think, at the beginning of games.
8.5. Manning yet to throw a pass after Brady did nothing but throw. And now Peyton's first pass of the season is right on the money to Reggie Wayne, their number 2 receiver, who takes it all the way down to the 15-yard line. And with the emergence of Wayne, that's going to free it up even more for a guy like Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, and the Patriots bid on the play-action pass. And you're going to see right here, you see Wayne comes to slot, he gets by the bump guy, and there's that hole there in the zone, and Peyton Manning throws it right over the short guy and in front of the deep guy. But that's what Peyton Manning wanted to do. He wanted to be able to get a little running game going so he could go the play-action pass, get him to take a bite like they just did, and hit that post in behind him.
1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. James looking for room to the outside. Gets to the outside. Gets around Willie McGinnis and is out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. Hit there by Tyrone Poole. And let's take a look at the Super Bowl champions defense.
Ty Warren, Texas A&M.
Keith Trevor, Central Oklahoma. Richard Seymour, University of Georgia.
Mike Vrabel, Ohio State University.
Teddy Bruschi, Arizona.
Roman Pfeiffer, UCLA.
Willie McGinnis, USC.
Ty Law, Alicoba High School.
Rodney Harrison, Markham, Illinois.
Jay Wilson, Illinois.
Tyrone Poole, Fort Valley State.
And this is James on 2nd and 2. By the way, just for the record, Ty Law eventually graduated from high school and went to Michigan, close to a first down. Everybody's got their own shtick now when they introduce themselves.
Right, the U, back to their high school.
Right.
You know, but this is the thing, you know, Edgerrin James, and I know Tony Dungy has said this whole preseason that he's the best that he's looked since he's been there. And he said that the guys that have been here before he got there said that Edgerrin James looks like the old Edgerrin James. And sometimes with a running back and they, you know, get that knee operated on that he had, that MCL and so on, it takes a couple years. And then it's kind of in that 3rd year where they get to be back to what they were before they had the surgery. And you hope during that time they don't get hurt again. And I think that's what we see in Edgerrin James right now.
He's still extremely productive. The one thing would be he has fewer long runs than he did before the surgery when he used to bust them for 20 or more on a lot of occasions. Now, not that often. 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. 3-0 New England, 6:40 to go in the quarter. The fake, and that buys a ton of time, but results in great coverage in the secondary as he tried to get it to Pollard, and he was surrounded. Bruschi, the primary defender, 2nd and goal.
You know, Peyton Manning is the best play-action quarterback in football. And watch, he tries to do everything that he does on the run that he does on the play pass, on the play action. See, he comes out the same way, puts the ball out just the way he does on a handoff, then brings it back in. He wants the linebackers to see him put that ball out there to the running back.
2nd and goal. They spread him out. 4 wides in this set. Harrison is in the slot to the right, and the pass is picked off by Bruschi. Teddy Bruschi, who's made so many big plays in the last couple of years, makes a big one on Indy's opening drive. And Manning, who was intercepted 4 times the last time he was in the stadium, can only shake his head. New England ball, and they lead 3-0. University of Arizona, one of the mainstays here. Bruschi now in his 9th year. He's returned 4 interceptions for touchdowns in his career. Picks one off here on the opening drive. And now New England, which went no huddle on their first possession, starts at the 6. And Corey Dillon will make his New England debut right here. That's Dillon in the backfield. Brady again takes the play clock all the way down. And Dillon's first run as a Patriot is about a 4-yard gain as Corey takes it up to the 10, and we go back to the interception.
But we're going to see Teddy Bruschi and where he lines up, but there's something else to it. Here's Ty Warren here. Now they believe that they have to get to a spot 5 yards deep so that he can't step up. You see, so they want to get to Peyton Manning, not let him step up. But see the pressure right there, and that makes him step back. And then Teddy Bruschi fakes like he's going in, then he drops back. But I think it all started with the rush of Ty Warren.
2nd down and 6 now from the 10-yard line. Colts nearly jump. Now Brady with that clock ticking down again. They've already been called once for delay of game. Just gets it off. And Dillon with a flag thrown up to the 14-yard line. And when you look at Corey Dillon, John, he's a guy, well, he got a reputation as a malcontent and selfish and all that. But, you know, at a certain point, the frustration of 7 years in Cincinnati.
Offense number 68. That's a 10-yard penalty, and this has half the distance to the goal. They retain possession. 2nd down.
Tom Ashworth, but New England, they obviously checked them out, and they said, you know, we're a team, and this guy's going to fit with us.
Yeah, and that's what Bill Belichick said after they worked it out. He had a meeting with him, and he wanted to know from Corey Dillon, what do you expect from us? Then he wanted to tell Corey Dillon what we expect from you. And he said, the two married, so we said, okay, then we'll go ahead and do it.
Hugely talented guy. He spent only one season in college playing for the University of Washington. And for a couple of years, he held the NFL single-game rushing record. Brady in the end zone, has to step out of the end zone and throws and puts it right on the money to Deion Branch, who's tackled by Nick Harper. So buying time and Branch able to work, not necessarily free. Brady had to put it right on the money and does to get him out of the shadow of the end zone.
And as you said, Al, it all starts with the protection because Tom Brady had time to wait. Watch here, the protection. He gets a little play fake, a little bootleg now. He can step up and look, step up again and look, and then find Deion Branch. I tell you, this is a very, very accurate quarterback.
Brady has started 7 of 9 for 74 yards. 1st and 10 up at the 26-yard line. Dillon, small hole up to the 30-yard line with 4.5. Take a look at this. Brady did not have a pass intercepted in a regular season game in all 8 last year here. He has now thrown 263 passes at home without a pick, and that ties Mark Brunell's record. Brunell doing it in Jacksonville in the 96 and 97 seasons. Speaking of the accuracy to which John just referred.
You know, and that's what I was saying about Tom Brady. I mean, I don't know how a guy can be a Super Bowl MVP 2 out of the last 3 years and be underrated. But I really feel that Tom Brady is underrated as a quarterback.
In many ways, there's little doubt about it. And Dillon takes it up to the 33. I think a lot of it has to do with, Manning is thought of as a certain type of quarterback. Of course, until the last couple of years, Kurt Warner was thought of as that type. Steve McNair has been around longer than Brady, and I think people now are just beginning to appreciate Tom.
Donovan McNabb, and then you can't, I mean, for years it was Brett Favre, and then, he doesn't make the Pro Bowl. Tom Brady doesn't. But when you look at him, I mean, he has all the things that a quarterback has to have. He's very calm. He's very accurate. And I'll tell you another thing about him. He is a tough son of a gun.
3rd down and 2 from the 33-yard line, and they're going to try and end around. And Bethel Johnson, who has a lot of speed, just can't find any room. He's run down by David Thornton. I thought that was a revealing shot we just had of Manning. Here's a guy who had to wait to get in after the New England drive, got in, had a nice drive going, is so frustrated by the interception, didn't even take his helmet off when New England had the ball on this drive.
Because he wanted it right back so he can get right back in there. Interceptions embarrass quarterbacks, and I think Peyton Manning was embarrassed the last time he played here, and he didn't want to get that kind of start.
Josh Miller, the new punter, comes over from Pittsburgh. The flag is thrown. It's a tremendous kick. And Pyatt runs it back to the 24-yard line, but there was a flag at the snap. It's a 58-yard punt for the former Steeler.
The other thing that I wonder about while we're waiting here for the penalty is what that 3rd down call was, and why on 3rd down you need a reverse call when the stuff that they did on that first drive was so successful.
An eligible member of the kicking team downfield, the 5-yard penalty. They'll re-kick 5 yards deeper.
Josh Miller says, thanks a lot. I guess when they call a play like that, John, you're having such success, and Charlie Weiss called a very good first series. I guess maybe you outthink yourself at a certain point.
Well, or that type of thing that, is a very positive thing for Charlie Weiss in this offense is they're never going to do what you expect them to do. They always want to keep you off balance, and you think 3rd down, well, they're not going to run a reverse now. And Charlie Weiss thinks, well, if that's what they think, now is the time to run a reverse. He's probably rethinking that right now.
Right. Opening here on the Thursday night. There will be Monday Night Football as well this week, because we're gonna bookend the Week 1 schedule. So Monday will be in Charlotte, where Carolina will open up against Green Bay. So now Miller, and some of his confrontations were hysterical on the sideline with Bill Cowher off and on through the years. And now wearing the New England blue. The 58-yard punt will never go into the books. This one is considerably shorter. Pyatt fields at the 24-yard line and brings it back to the 37-yard line with 2:45. That was last January. Peyton trying to turn it around tonight. Green Bay Packers, and now back to Foxborough on first down. Edgerrin James is cut down at the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and 10.
I just saw an interesting thing the Patriots did on defense. Instead of having Ty Law up on the corner on Marvin Harrison, they had him back at safety, and they had Rodney Harrison up on Marvin Harrison.
Romeo Cornell with a little switching from the 37-yard line. Manning's going to flare it out for James. Edgerrin up to the 42-yard line. For Peyton Manning, he just doesn't like coming to New England in the fall or winter. Regular season, there his numbers very good, of course, overall. But when he has to face Belichick, whether Bill is an assistant with the Jets or the head coach here, there are his numbers. Against the Patriots, 2-7 with or without Belichick through the years. And at New England, 0-4, and that doesn't count the championship game last year. He didn't like the old stadium, and he doesn't like the new one yet either.
One thing about Peyton Manning, he has a great deal of pride, and he's been embarrassed a couple times here.
3rd and 5, and now he hits Marvin Harrison, and Harrison scoots out of bounds near midfield across the 50, 49-yard line. First down on a gain of 9, and Peyton Manning right now has started the game 3 of 5 for 57 yards.
Yeah, one thing about Marvin Harrison, you always know where he's going to be, but that doesn't mean that he always stays there. That time they just ran him tightly across the formation. You see Ty Law was covering him. Ty Law had to cover him all the way, but he didn't catch him for about 10 yards.
Clock ticking down toward the end of the period. Ball at the 49-yard line. Pats on top 3-0 on 1st and 10. Fake to James. Again, that buys Manning all the time he'll ever need, and he winds up hitting James. So they fake it to James, then he hits James, and that's another first down. Manning now 4 of 6, and that's a 20-yard pickup.
You know, and I think he could have hit Marvin Harrison, who was right behind Edgerrin James. See, here's a good play fake, puts the ball out there, looks for Marvin Harrison, and then comes back underneath to Edgerrin James. I think he could have got about 10 more yards had he thrown the ball to Marvin Harrison, who ran a crossing pattern from the slot.
James again on the ground, and the former University of Miami star picks up 3, where he's tackled by Ty Warren.
You know what I like about Edgerrin James, when he's healthy, he has about 3 cuts. You know, usually a running back will take a cut and then take it to the hole, or he'll take a cut and then cut it back. Edgerrin James will take it play side, back to play side. He's the only back that I know that does that on a regular basis.
2nd and 7 at the Patriot 26-yard line. James again, so a healthy dose of James, who picks up the first down here, and he winds up the quarter with a total of 28 yards on 7 carries. So plenty of offense, but very little scoring. The two teams combined for 188 yards in the first quarter. It's 3-0 at Foxborough, and this Thursday edition of Monday Night Football continues after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Oh, I love you.
Don't forget to call, son.
Yep, I got you right in here, Dad.
Sign up for the Family Share Plan, and now the whole family can make unlimited in-calls to each other and any other Verizon Wireless customer anytime without using any planned minutes from our national in-coverage area. Plus, buy one LG 3200 for $29.99 and get one free.
Oh, I need to call her back.
Are you all in? Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
Welcome to the positive side of no. There's a no inside all of us. Search for your inner no.
No way.
Embrace it. Repeat.
Nunca.
No.
Never, ever.
Never.
Jamás.
Saying no to my friends was impossible.
No.
But after trying the new McDonald's Chicken Selects, everything changed. These juicy 100% chicken breast strips with buffalo sauce are so out of this world that I gotta say no if I'm gonna have any. I'm loving it.
Nada.
He gets so fired up, he makes coffee.
Value franchise in the NFL.
This is the way I thought.
Packers versus Panthers on the season premiere of ABC's Monday Night Football.
James Ward finds food in a suburban paradise Friday at 10.
A look at downtown Boston. Warm, humid evening. We're in Foxborough. We start the second quarter. Al Michaels, John Madden, and Michelle Tafoya. Good first quarter. 105 yards for Indianapolis, 83 for New England, but it's only 3-0. And now first down for Indianapolis at the 19. They take James out, and Dominic Rhodes comes in as the running back. He's a very good backup running back. And that's Rhodes getting immediate action, taking it to the 15, pushed back after a gain of close to 4 by the oldest linebacker in the league, Roman Pfeiffer.
You know, they will do something. This Patriot defense will converge on what they have. But when you have the ball and you run in there, they are going to come from every angle they have and strike you. And that's what they did to Dominic Rhodes on that play.
Dominic comes out right now, and then James comes in after getting a couple of minutes at the quarter break. And then out for one play. And Manning's going to throw to the end zone, and he goes for Dallas Clark, who can't hold on. Good-looking tight end, had a wonderful rookie season. Curtailed when he broke his leg against New England, and he almost comes up with this one.
Yeah, but watch, it look like the Patriots are waiting for this one. 26 is Eugene Wilson, but there are 3 cover guys there. That's what you call throwing into coverage. This is something where down here, you can't force the ball in there. I mean, he almost had it, but there were 3 Patriot cover guys there. There has to be someone in another area open.
Looked like it was slightly deflected. 3rd down and 6 now. Pat showing blitz. They back off, and then Manning throws underneath, but well shy of the first down as Harrison gets taken down inside the 15. Eugene Wilson makes the tackle, and now Mike Vanderjagt, who had a perfect season, as we mentioned before last year, comes in for a field goal attempt.
That's what Peyton Manning was looking at, Al, here. He's looking to the left, then he comes back to the right. I don't think he wants to go to Marvin Harrison, but he had no one else to throw it to, so he had to go to the underneath guy, hoping that he could run for the first down. But the Patriots tackled too well.
Mike Vanderjagt has made 41 straight. The last 4 in 2002, 37 straight last year, and he extends his NFL record with a 32-yard field goal here, 1 minute and 20 seconds into the second quarter. So at New England on opening night, the game is tied 3-3. John, I give you the credit for starting the season on Thursday night. All those years at Fox, and you talk about, opening day needs to be big with the bunting and all of the rest. And now the league's taken it to the point where we have a special night.
Right, now we're talking, aren't we? I mean, we used to just start playing games, and you look at baseball, opening day, they had all these things, ceremonies. We didn't have any ceremony. Now we have ceremony.
This is beautiful. Open the season, a standalone game on a Thursday. Bethel Johnson returns it to the 23-yard line. It's the 3rd year in a row the league has done it this way. And a great matchup tonight. Good start, too. 3-3. Begins this drive right now at their own 18-yard line with no running backs. Tight ends and wideouts only, and Brady out of the shotgun. So Dillon is back on the bench. Ball at the 18-yard line. Brady to the 20-yard line. Strickland makes the tackle on Branch. I've got to laugh a little bit here, John, because you think about Corey Dillon. He comes over here. He's really excited. And he's going to see plenty of action this year. But he doesn't see any action on the first series. A little bit on the second. Now he's back on the bench again.
Well, that Kevin Falk isn't active tonight. Who would be Corey Dillon's backup and 3rd down back and those kinds of things. So he's kind of a one-man running back tonight.
2nd and 8. And that is caught by Daniel Graham, and our sympathies go out to the Falk family because Kevin had left the team a couple of days ago and his mom passed away. So that is the reason that Kevin is not here tonight and is inactive. And for Bill Belichick, as John said, he goes with Dillon, and then Patrick Pass is really a fullback, and that's it. So,
and I think that's why we're seeing this formation: 2 tight ends, 3 wide receivers. They started the game this way. Then in the second series, they played Corey Dillon, and they go to the 3rd series, they go back to this.
3rd down and 2 now at the 26-yard line as they spread it out again, and that pass is incomplete. Nick Harper was able to knock it down on a pass intended for Branch, and New England is forced to punt.
And that's usually what Tom Brady does so well is spread them out, get that 3rd and 2 or 3. That's a situation that they want to get into, you know, not 3rd and long, but 3rd and short, so they can come back and hit that quick slant. He had it, he just didn't hit it.
Now Josh Miller, who had a 58-yard punt negated by a penalty and then had to settle for a 50-yarder, and this one is a floater into a prevailing breeze that is fair caught by Brad Pyatt at the 34-yard line. That one is only 41 yards after that 50-yard earlier boot. Here comes Manning, 3-3. ESPN begins its 18th season of NFL coverage Sunday night at 8:30 Eastern time as Kansas City goes to Denver. That's Sunday night ESPN. Monday Night Football from Charlotte. Carolina hosting Green Bay. From the 34-yard line, the Colts drive begins with a 5-yard pickup by Edgerrin James, taken down by Ty Warren. Now the Patriots defense, and of course you've got the defensive guru Bill Belichick and Romeo Crennel, the outstanding coordinator. Fewest points allowed in the NFL last season, 4th in rushing yards allowed, and 3 shutouts were pitched by that Patriot defense. A vast improvement over what happened in 2002. 2nd and 5, and James again exploits the middle of that New England defense, and if they're going to be soft, that's where they're going to be soft, especially with the departure of Ted Washington.
Yeah, and Keith Traylor, who's a nose tackle now, overplayed that. The nose tackle has to play 2 gaps. He has to have the gap to both sides of the center. He started to the right center, to the right of the center, and Edgerrin James broke back to the other side.
Ball at the 46-yard line, and again it's James. And when you watch James do his work here, he picks up 9. You think back to when they trailed at the half last year, John, and they had no success passing, and then they began that second half in the championship game running the ball with effectiveness.
And they went right down the field and scored, and they had 2 backs. But we were talking about Keith Traylor. See, now he has to control this. He has to hold up that area. You see, now what Edgerrin James is doing, he's just watching him, and he's just running off his block. So if he over pursues a little, Edgerrin James will cut back. If he doesn't get out there, he'll keep it play side.
Now James is out and Rhodes comes in, and Dominique takes it across the yellow line for a 1st down as they'll spot the ball at the 43-yard line. Keith Traylor made the tackle, and Mike Doss pulled his hamstring on that kick return a few moments ago, and there goes the 2nd-year defensive back out of Ohio State back to the locker room.
And they're going to miss Mike Doss because he was big. He was a safety. He was also big against the run. I mean, he plays safety on pass, but he was like the 4th linebacker on run.
And there goes Rhodes to the 30-yard line. Dominique Rhodes, that's a 13-yard carry, and so James has already gained 49 yards, and Rhodes has picked up 19 more.
You know, and I say this, a 3-man line, it all starts with a nose tackle. If you can get him blocked or moved or have him miss a tackle at the line of scrimmage and create a hole, you are going to have success running.
Ball at the 30, already 68 yards on the ground for Indy tonight. And with James back in, James picks up 8, taking the ball to the 22-yard line, so they're shredding the run defense on this drive.
You know, it's interesting, and I don't know why, but Ty Law is not out there. Now, that's no reason for this running. You'd think if Ty Law wasn't out there that they'd be working, you know, to Marvin Harrison out there on the right side, but I don't know that they know that. I don't know that they've seen that, but they're having a lot of success running it right now.
Asante Samuel is in for him, and here goes James again. And James inside the 10 takes it to the 5 for a 1st and goal. So that New England run defense, so porous 2 years ago, they made some changes last year. They were very good against the run, and Indianapolis now exploiting it again.
Watch Edgerrin James right here. He looks like the old Edgerrin James because he has the quickness, he has the moves, and he knows how to finish off a run. Watch the power at the end of this run. You make a move, and then you dip your shoulder and run over him.
And now Rhodes with James on the bench. Rhodes takes it down to the 2, so they move their running backs in and out, and already that's 96 yards on the ground in less than a quarter and a half against the New England defense.
Yeah, and that's what Peyton Manning was saying last night. He said, you know, with Edgerrin James back and having Dominic Rhodes, he said, we really feel good about our running game. And he said, I'll tell you, that takes a heck of a burden off of me.
2nd and goal now at the 3-yard line. This drive began at the Indy 34-yard line and ends with a touchdown. So Rhodes takes it in. They do all of the heavy lifting on the ground. And right now, the Indianapolis Colts with a perfect drive that results in their first lead of the season. And who would have thought by the time they had 98 rushing yards, they'd only have 78 passing yards.
They have 9 plays and they're all runs. Now watch the center, Jeff Saturday here. He misses the nose tackle and then he comes up and gets a block on Ted Johnson. That's the thing you're going to have to do. If you miss a whiff on the guy right in front of you, get the second line.
Vanderjagt for the extra point before the suddenly very quiet Foxborough crowd. 9 runs, no passes, and Indianapolis has a 7-point lead.
Cold hard fact. Other beers are heat pasteurized at 140 degrees. Coors Light is always frost brewed at an icy 34. Why? Because we know you love cold beer. Coors Light. Our goal, the coldest tasting beer in the world.
The Umbrella Corporation will do anything to cover up its mistake.
T-virus has reached critical levels.
Due to infection, you cannot leave the city.
But the ones they left for dead are the only ones who can get us out alive.
Move! You missed one.
Resident Evil Apocalypse. Rated R. Opens everywhere tomorrow.
Cold hard fact. Other beers are shipped warm in rail cars. Coors Light rail cars are always cold insulated. Why? Because we know you love cold beer. Coors Light. Our goal, the coldest tasting beer in the world.
You think you know your neighbors, but everyone has a little dirty laundry.
I can't believe you tried to kill me.
Yes, well, I feel badly about that.
Desperate Housewives premieres Sunday, October 3rd, only on ABC.
Monday night, we're in Charlotte. The NFC champion Carolina Panthers taking on the Green Bay Packers with Brett Favre as we begin, I guess in an official sense, the 35th year of Monday Night Football. But this is about as close to official as you can get.
This is very official, and then we'll have another official one Monday night. And what a way to start it with one team that was in the Super Bowl against a Brett Favre team.
Bethel Johnson takes this kick from the 5-yard line. Back up to the 25, and then he spins to the outside. And he's forced out of bounds at the 26. And let's check in with Michelle Tafoya. Michelle.
Well, Al, just to add to your news, and it's not good news for strong safety Mike Doss of the Colts. He is out for the night. He has pulled the hamstring in his right leg, and he's done for the night. Al.
And that really hurts because that's where, you know, Indianapolis is soft and inexperienced in the secondary.
Watch him here, Al. Number 20. He's running. You see him right there. He grabbed that right hamstring right there.
So Doss out and Anthony Floyd will have to come in. And then they've got a couple of rookies in Von Hutchins and Jason David back there. Of course, they have the veteran Harper, but it's a very young secondary. Dillon is in the game with the fullback Patrick pass, and Corey Dillon brings the crowd to its feet. And Corey Dillon takes it inside the Indy 40 to the 35. So after Edgerrin James and Dominic Rhodes exploit the run defense of New England, here comes Dillon, and he says, take that, boys.
You know, running backs have a little of that in them. When you're sitting over there watching the other guy, they say, They want to go in and show that they can do the same thing or do something better. And that's exactly what Corey Dillon is doing here. And I think that's a little what the Patriots are doing. You know, they're saying, okay, let's get a little mixture going. Let's get a little running going here.
38-yard run for Dillon. Ball now at the 37-yard line. First down. Brady takes the play clock all the way down, gets the snap off of a half second, and Dillon again to the 30-yard line. Strickland makes the tackle. So Corey Dillon, 7 seasons with Cincinnati, had some phenomenal games. That team never had a winning record. Back in December of '97, a look at what he did there. He set a then rookie rushing record, 246 yards. And in 2000, this set an NFL record most yards in the game at 278. It's since been surpassed by Jamal Lewis of Baltimore. Second down and 3 at the 30-yard line.
He was the real deal. You just wonder if he still is, and he's starting to look like it.
In his 8th year now, Corey Dillon has now carried the ball 6 times for 58 yards. And let's check in with Michelle again.
You know, I spoke with Corey Dillon, and he said, I feel relieved that I no longer have to be the Incredible Hulk trying to do Mission Impossible every Sunday. He's obviously a movie buff, but at the same time, what he felt in Cincinnati was that things had deteriorated so badly, particularly with his offensive line. He said a couple of his offensive linemen had even said to him, we'd rather be rushing or blocking for somebody else, rather. So it got very bad there. The frustration got bad, and you know the rest, Al.
Here's a first down to Bethel Johnson. Well, if he's a movie buff at Cincinnati, he was 7 years of the longest yard.
Yeah, but, you know, you think sometimes if you're a great player, you have to stay there and keep trying to make them better. And I think they bring Marvin Lewis in as a coach, and I think they're going in that direction. You know, I mean, to me, if you're a legitimate superstar, that's what you want to do, and that's what you do. If you don't do that, if you don't make your team a winner, then they're probably overpaying you.
When you say do, it's a good thing we're on 5-second delay this year. First and 10 at the 24-yard line. And Brady goes down, busting through his Dwight Freeney. That's the big man on the Indianapolis defense, the third-year defensive end out of Syracuse. And he's a big difference maker. And Indianapolis' defense hasn't had that many in recent seasons.
No, and he gets right inside of Matt Light. He makes a good move on him. He's going to start up, then he spins. And as he comes out of the spin, he is in the inside, and he's a step away from Tom Brady. You see, he hits, he spins, he ends up inside. Light can't get there. The guard can't get over. He splits them both and gets to Tom Brady.
7-yard loss, 2nd and 17 from the 31-yard line. Brady going into traffic and guns it right into the arms of David Patton between 2 defenders. And Patton hauls it in on a 2nd and 17 for a 20-yard gain. First down.
That's the thing that he can do. You can sack him. You can have the defensive line pushing on him. But this guy is very calm. And I'll tell you the thing that he does. We talk about his accuracy, but he steps into every pass. You never see Tom Brady step sideways, nor do you see him go backwards when he throws. He steps forward no matter where the rush is.
Under 4 to go in the first half. 10-3 Indianapolis. Brady, after looking up at the play clock, gets the snap at 1, and then bursting into the backfield to take care of Dillon is Monty Rager, the former Denver Bronco.
Yeah, I remember the first year when Tom Brady came in, and he came in for Drew Bledsoe, and they went to the Super Bowl that year, and I was watching film on him, and because I hadn't seen him a lot, and I was trying to get a feel of what he is. And the first feeling that I had about Tom Brady is he's tough. I mean, this guy he gets knocked down, he just gets up. I mean, there's nothing that slow him down. There's nothing that can intimidate him, or there's nothing that can get him unnerved.
2nd and 15 with 3 wideouts here. The fake to Dillon again, and Brady guns it to the end zone for a touchdown. It's Deion Branch. So after Indy runs down the field, Dillon got this drive started, and it's paid off right here.
Watch this, and this is just what I'm talking about. Watch him stand there, step right into it, and throw it perfectly and accurately. They're right here. You just see that it's a zone defense, and again, you get by that second level and in front of that third level, and you have to have a perfect pass.
Vinatieri for the extra point. New England was not only unbeaten at home last year, in no game, including the postseason games, did they ever trail by as many as 7. Well, they were down by 7, and just like that, they're even again. 10-10 on your dial.
There's a power so awesome, so irresistible, you'll do anything to get your hands on it. Introducing Gillette M3 Power. Turn on the first battery-powered shaving system from Gillette and turn on the amazing new Power Glide blades. Micropulses raise the hair so you shave closer in one power stroke. Feel the power of the world's best shave. For maximum power, change the battery every 6 months. New M3 Power from Gillette.
There were 24 kidnappings in the last 6 days.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna go get her.
Take your family apart piece by piece. You understand me? Piece by piece. Denzel Washington, Man on Fire. Only Tuesday on DVD.
It's the perfect community.
Hello there!
The houses are beautiful. The lawns immaculate. But the neighbors
That's it! Get out! No!
have issues.
I can walk down the street and hold my head high.
Serious issues.
Can't believe you tried to kill me.
Yes, well, I feel badly about that.
Desperate Housewives premieres Sunday, October 3rd at 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
Tom Brady has started the game 12 of 15 for 123 yards. He threw 4 passes to go with 4 runs on that drive. 8 plays. It took him a little under 5 minutes to get even. So it's 10-10 with 3:04 to go in what's been a real good first half. The teams have combined for 342 yards in the first half. Dominique Rhodes runs back the kick up to the 30-yard line. There's a penalty on the play.
And we talked about Mike Dawson being out of the game. Michelle said that he won't be back. He pulled that hamstring. I think they kind of took advantage of a young safety
During the
in there.
return, illegal block in the back on 94 on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty. They retain possession. First out.
Rob Morris, it's the first penalty on the Colts tonight.
Yeah, you're going to see the Colts are too deep. You see both safeties are back here deep. Here's Deion Branch. He's just going to split them and run the post right between them. Now they both have deep pass. Now when Branch starts in there, they have to converge on that. And he hit him, and Brady hit it right between them both. I mean, you lose a guy like a Mike Doss, you lose your safety. You say you want to get down there, you get closer in the red zone, you want to attack that safety position.
They will find you. First and 10, 18-yard line. Under 3 to go, first half. Manning over the middle of Dallas Park. He breaks free into New England territory. Ty Law trying to chase him down and finally corrals him, but not until he gets to about the 18-yard line on a 64-yard gain.
Yeah, it all started with a play-action pass because we know how the offensive line of the Colts really dominated that last drive. So now they're talking about, you know, we have to help on the run, Watch this, they start a play-action pass. Pfeiffer comes up, and he just throws it right over the linebacker's head. Dallas Clark catches the ball and runs by a whole bunch of defenders.
Now James gets 2 to the 16. It'll be second down and 8. And James, heavy workload already in this first half, has carried the ball 13 times for 75 yards. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Offenses both in gear. We've had 408 yards of total offense in the first 28 minutes of the game. 2-minute warning. Opening night, Foxborough, Massachusetts. The season begins and it's 10-10.
How is it that firefighters run into a burning building when everyone else is running out? Courage is the answer.
For the crew of Ladder 49, every man is a brother.
Nice one, guys.
And on October 1st,
oh, God,
their greatest battle.
One of our guys went missing.
Will be saving one of their own.
I'm not leaving till you leave.
Ladder 49. Rated PG-13. In theaters October 1st.
Thank you for opening the door.
Thank you for playing in the U.S.
Thank you for making us proud.
For being part of a great tradition.
Thanks for being a role model for me and my dad.
Thank you for your toughness.
Thank you for picking up the torch.
Thanks, beautiful.
Thanks for being our sister.
Yeah, we love you. We love you, Mia.
Learn more about spiders at spdr.com.
Nintendo? Who wants lunch? Yeah, I thought Wendy's. Junior bacon cheeseburger for me, side salad and baked potato for your mom. You're chicken nuggets guys, right? And everything's 99 cents on the super value menu, so the sky's the limit. Did I mention we could win a fabulous family trip to Nintendo's U.S. headquarters to play their new games?
To enter Wendy's and Nintendo's Super Family Sweepstakes, use the code and have some fun together.
How'd you get them to stop playing?
Dad said that quality family time was the key to our social development. Right, Dad?
Sure.
You run in my locker and get me a whistle. I've never had a whistle at practice.
I'm in a hurry. Let's go. I got things to do.
What are we doing, guys? What are we doing?
Come on, we gotta listen, man. Listen. We lost the game because of illegal procedure.
Halftime feature, it's a good one, as the coaches got mic'd in training camp, and you'll see it on the Lexus halftime show. And with under 2 minutes now to play in the first half, this is James fighting for some hard yards to the 13-yard line, where he's tackled by Vince Wilfork, the rookie out of Miami, who was their first of 2 first-round draft choices, and Ty Law is on the bench here. And a timeout is taken here as well, which enables us to tell you this kickoff special is being brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39. Snickers, home of the weekly Hungriest Player Award. Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. And GMC, we are professional grade. Al Michaels, John Madden, Michelle Tafoya as we begin the 2004 NFL campaign. And Indianapolis threatening to take the lead again. Mike Vrabel, the linebacker, has limped off. And Roosevelt Colvin, who missed last year after hip surgery, but played very well with Chicago before that, is in the game. There's Vrabel.
You know, this Colt offensive line has really taken over this game. I mean, they have been dominant the last few drives. They have dominated the Patriot defense.
3rd down and 5. They're averaging 5.4 yards per rush. Manning to the air on a slant, goes to Harrison. He's inside the 5, and that's a 1st and goal.
You know, again, you wonder why Ty Law's not in there, and I think that, you know, one thing about Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison, if you don't have your top guy in there on his top guy, they're going to go after you.
James. Flag. Got to the 1. Pending the call.
There was a couple cuts there that I don't know anyone else could make other than Barry Sanders. And that's the thing that he can do. He can be going full speed and make those cuts.
Number 37. After this is the goal. Still 1st down.
Interesting call here. Manning looks over because if you take the penalty, it's half the distance. It's 1st and goal from the 2.5, or it's 2nd and goal from the 1. So this is a decision. You know, Manning looked over at Dungy.
I would take the 1st down.
I would too, to give yourself 4 plays or 3 plays instead of 2 in effect.
Yeah, I would always take that extra down, and I think that's exactly what the Colts are going to do.
Meanwhile, let it be noted, John, that with all of this emphasis on the point of emphasis, illegal contact, and the second, we haven't even talked about it because it's been no factor tonight. And now Manning has to take a timeout. But so much talk about not a new rule, but emphasizing an old rule. And here we are halfway through the game Nothing.
You know, and I kind of felt that that would be true because in watching the tape of last year's games, I thought that was overdone. I mean, I watched to see. I thought the Patriots just going to maul the Colts, and they really didn't. And when you go and it was these type of plays right here, and you know, this is watch Ty Law down here on Marvin Harrison. That's legal. I mean, that was in the 5 yards. Right there, that's a bump. That's legal. So of this group here, there's only going to be one illegal play. So that's the illegal one right there. I mean, that was illegal then. It wasn't called. It would be illegal now. But I think that thing was a little over-exaggerated, you know, against the Patriot defense.
Until that last drive by Indianapolis.
Yeah, but, you know, they still had, you know, Peyton Manning still threw 4 interceptions, and there wasn't holding on any of those interceptions.
And Indianapolis refuses, at least Dungy and Manning, to use that as any sort of excuse. That timeout was called by New England, so it's first down and goal now from about the 2.5 as they accept the penalty. James. It's not James, but Manning to the outside after James drew trailer and most of the defense, and then Peyton winds up going to the outside, and there's nothing there.
I would guess that was a missed handoff. You know, Peyton Manning doesn't fake and then go play side. I would think that he goes and he just misses it, or thought that he was too wide and he couldn't do it because this is not a play, I'm sure.
Yeah, he improvised fairly quickly, but couldn't get it in. It's second down and goal now from the 3-yard line. Under a minute to go in the half. And a little fade, and that's knocked away. Intended for Reggie Wayne, and a good play by Asante Samuel, the backup corner, second-year guy out of Central Florida.
Yeah, it was interesting. Peyton Manning was telling us last night that he feels that Reggie Wayne is a guy that doesn't have to be open, that is so big and can jump so well that if he's covered, he thinks he can still throw it to him, and he can out-jump the defender. And that's exactly what he tried to do there.
So third down now. New England trying to force a field goal attempt. Third and goal from the 3. And Manning to the other side, and it is caught by Harrison. He got to the goal line, got over the goal line, got position on Tyrone Poole, a former Colt, and Indy takes the lead again.
You know, Tyrone Poole usually plays the right corner. Now he's playing the left corner on Marvin Harrison. And down here, I think he's just too far off. And then he starts back off, and he gives him that end zone. When you get down there, you have to get up, and you have to bump him, or you have to play him tight, and you have to play that goal line. You just can't be off and be halfway in the end zone and let him cut in front of you.
Vanderjagt, I tell you, he's had some ugly kicks tonight, but they've been good. An ugly field goal, and that one is just inside the upright. And Marvin Harrison has now been on the receiving end of 69 touchdown passes from Peyton Manning. And before too long, they'll probably hold the NFL record, which right now is Steve Young to Jerry Rice at 85. By the time it's over, assuming they stay healthy and stay together, Harrison's a free agent at the end of the year, but they do expect to sign him. Right now, they'll probably very shortly eclipse Jim Kelly to Andre Reed for completions. They're only about 1,200 yards away from Kelly to Reed in terms of yardage. And here they are, that's 68 coming in tonight, and that was 69 just there. So that's 16 short of the Young to Rice record. Meanwhile, let's take a look again. As Freddie Godelli, our producer, is saying, is he inbounds or out of bounds here as we see the replay again?
Well, it's academic anyway because it wasn't challenged,
yes.
and they kicked the extra point.
I'll say, but I'll tell you, that was a challengeable play. I'll bet you Belichick would love to look at that again as Bethel Johnson takes it up to the 40-yard line. And that would have had that actually the rules sit inside 2 minutes. It has to come from upstairs. So that is up to the replay official upstairs. And they've confirmed it upstairs that it was a catch.
Yeah, I think it was a catch. It was just, did he have the ball under control and both feet in bounds? That looked awfully tight.
Well, it would be news if they confirmed that it wasn't a touchdown, right? It's like getting, news from the old East Germany. Well, thank you very much.
We're sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that, but we confirmed it. 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Brady. That's incomplete. Streaking down the field was Patton. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
You know, just looking at that pattern there by Marvin Harrison. No, Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison come out in the pregame and they throw what they call the tree. And that's the first pass that they throw. I was watching them do it tonight, and they throw that quick out. It's the first thing they do, and then they run a deeper out, then they run a corner, then they run a slant, then they run an in. And they don't even have to talk. They just practice these plays, and then you see the touchdown comes up, and it was the first one that they practiced tonight.
Brady on 2nd and 10. Underneath, it's Daniel Graham, the tight end, and Graham is out of bounds shy of the 1st down.
You know, here's what I was talking about. You see, here's Peyton Manning, here's Marvin Harrison, and you see him run that quick out. That's a play that they come out early, and they run early, and it was the first one that they ran, and that was the one that they scored a touchdown on. But they run the whole tree. You know, that's a passing tree where you run from short to medium to deep. Then the last 2, they go into the end zone. The last one being a scramble.
They've done that for years. They don't show too much these days because they know the other team's coaches now come out and watch them go through their drills. 3rd down and 2. And that's caught for a 1st down by Daniel Graham at the 46-yard line. But New England had to spend 2 of its timeouts defensively. And so they're down to none now as they take their final one here at the 46-yard line. Adam Vinatieri, clearly one of the elite kickers who, well, his heroics are legendary now. I mean, the kick, forget the 2 Super Bowls, the kick against Oakland in the snowball game to send the game into overtime was one of the great clutch kicks ever.
I don't know that there's ever been a kicker that has made more big kicks in big games than Adam Vinatieri. I don't think there has been. I mean, I had one of the all-time great, George Blanda, and you know, he never, you know, and he made all the kicks in big games, but didn't play in Super Bowls like Adam Vinatieri.
And when you win 2 Super Bowls and you win the fabled game, which will be talked about for years, that's a pretty good resume for starters. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. New England with no timeouts. Brady's going to work the middle of the field. It's caught 25-yard line, and now Brady's going to down it to stop the clock and bring Vinatieri in. Graham gets the 1st down at the 26. They've got to get set. He's got to spike the ball here to give Vinatieri a chance, and he does in 2 seconds. So that's going to set up Vinatieri for what's going to be about a 44-yard field goal. And now, just for a second, it was almost Brady, I think, thought that they were going to rule it a fumble. The way he came out of that situation, and Vinatieri comes in because the Colts picked the ball up and started to run with it. Take a look here.
See what happens if you have to wait until the umpire puts the ball down. I think what they're saying is that the ball didn't hit the ground. It hit his guy first.
Right. It hit the back of Neal's leg. And maybe the Colts might have thought as well that the Patriots weren't set.
Ball under 1 minute. Even though the ball hit the foot of a receiver that's ineligible, that's still concluded as an incomplete pass. 2nd down.
They can do that if he dropped back to pass and the first thing he hit was an offensive lineman, that would have been an illegal receiver. The fact that he's trying to spike it and it hits a foot of an offensive lineman, that's okay. And I think that's what Tom Brady was saying, that I can do that. I can spike it, and it's okay if it hits the offensive lineman. But Mike Carey, the referee, didn't call anything anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But Brady must have thought that the call was going to go against him the way he reacted. But it turns out to be much ado about nothing. And now Vinatieri will come in to try to make this a 4-point game going into the half. 43-yard attempt. The wind has really died down. It was breezy, gusty earlier. We had some rain. Right now it's dry, and the wind is negligible.
See, he had to make that play. He had no timeouts. He makes that play, and then you just think of this guy.
Josh Miller holding. Vinatieri from 43 away. Perfecto. And that ends the half. 455 yards of offense. 30 total points. Indianapolis leading 17-13 over the world champion Pats at the half. And the Lexus halftime show comes up next when we come back after this message from the NFL in a word from our ABC stations.
I want to say this, that it's a great game. It's a game of great lessons. And I think it's a symbol, too, of what this country's best attributes are. And that's courage and a stamina and a coordinated efficiency or a teamwork.
I play quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. I also play in the Bronx Fat Guys League.
I'm part of the Cheeky Monkeys, the most dominant fantasy football franchise in South Florida.
My owner here, Joe, works tirelessly throughout the year to improve the prowling Purple Pandas.
Frank here made me the keeper of the Grumpy Grambus. That's loyalty, man.
Fantasy football from NFL.com, the official leagues of real players.
I'm Peyton Manning, and this is what I play for.
I'm having contractions.
You're gonna be okay.
I've just been through a trauma here, okay?
We've all been through a trauma.
Did anybody say that?
Lost premieres Wednesday, September 22nd, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
Oh my gosh, did you see the ref totally blow that call? Like, yeah, he was like so embarrassed. If that call costs us the game, I will be like a major mad. Totally.
What's enough to make anyone chatty as a schoolgirl?
Right now, get 900 anytime minutes plus unlimited mobile-to-mobile minutes and unlimited nights and weekends, all for just $20 a month. U.S. Cellular, we connect with you. And right now, buy one LG camera phone and get one free.
If a lunar rover can get out of a ditch on the moon, if a tugboat can tow an enormous freighter, if an M1 tank can have a heavy-duty Allison transmission, then why can't your truck? At GMC, our engineers don't just ask questions, they have answers. The GMC Sierra line of pickups. Professional-grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
A Bears legend gets a permanent place at Soldier Field after the game.
The Lexus Halftime Show, brought to you by Lexus and their passionate pursuit of perfection. Here now, Al Michaels.
Peyton Manning has thrown for 153 yards. Tom Brady 157. Edgerrin James 78 yards on the ground. Good first half. Good opening night so far. Halftime. Indianapolis leading the world champion New England Patriots 17-13. Well, the guys at NFL Films, the guys and gals have a lot of fun putting together these mic'd up pieces, and it's a beauty to open up with tonight. Are they ready as they go to training camp in August and take a look at some coaches? They were ready. Take a peek.
You nervous for your first horn blow? If that thing just goes, your history.
Horn me up.
All right, blow it.
Hit that horn!
Let's go.
That was awful. That was awful.
There, man, here we go.
Hey, here we go, man. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm over there trying to pump him up. I'm putting a lot of helium in him right now.
Act like you're an athlete, even if it's a myth.
Right now, he's a little, for some reason, either shy.
You guys aren't speaking?
Tentative.
You guys out of sorts this morning?
Or a little bit confused.
You must have misunderstood me. Pull those pants down below those knees. We're not wearing Bermudas out here. We're wearing football pants.
Hey, offensive lineman can't wear tights. You can't do that when you're a center.
They wearing them Michael Cooper socks. They wearing Michael Cooper socks right now. Used to play with the Lakers. All right, I like it. I like it.
Oh, it's awful. It's awful. At least get in this decade.
Yeah.
And the other thing about, look how white, you can't see where the white socks end and the leg begins. He's from Arizona, for crying out loud. You'd think he'd get some sun. Seen bare legs on a table.
More speed now. More speed out here. Everybody's dragging around.
Let's go. Let's go. I said, quarterbacks get up on the line, scrimmage, 7 on 7. Check, check, check. 39 now.
Hurry up. Hurry up.
Check, 27. Nah.
Hurry up. Quicker tempo.
I'm just telling you, they gonna come after you now.
We're getting sloppy on our slants now.
Let's go first and put it away quicker.
I'm not going to hit you hard.
You're waiting to put it away. Man, boom, here.
Clutch it.
Because you put it out like that, I'm knocking it out.
You're running away from it.
That's better putting it away.
Snatch it. Pow. Nice catch.
Huddle up, man, huddle up.
Back in the huddle, offense. Back in the huddle.
Huddle up.
Huddle up.
I said huddle up.
I can't put you in a game if you don't know consistently what to do.
Oh, done white! Defense go Raymond! Can we get a play of the day?
Penalties, first and 20s, first and 15s. We can't play that way, all right?
We lost the game because of illegal procedure. Get your down.
Just relax. You got to concentrate on what the hell you're doing, all right?
Part of the problem is our offensive line's just kind of like walking around like the night of the living dead.
I can't believe it. I can't get a play of the day.
Hey, Monty, there's a seniors jogging tournament tomorrow. Don't you get in it. You sweat through your shirt.
You got 1 minute.
They're down by 4. We got a timeout left.
First and goal. We need a play of the day. Still looking for a play of the day. Let's go.
Got a shot.
Good to have him on our side.
You know why that was exceptional? Because you exercised excellent judgment.
All right, let's end this fiasco.
A great inside look at some extraordinary men. And can you imagine if Tom Coughlin didn't have the year off? Great work by NFL Films. Are they ready? Meanwhile, Brent Musburger will be along in a moment. He'll have a Florida State-Miami preview, a game that was postponed because of Hurricane Francis. Back after this.
The road to perfection is not on any map. It cannot be found in a road atlas. To get there, you set your speed at impossible. And never take your foot off the accelerator. The new ES. Refine with a passion.
I was very specific that the game starts the minute you walked in the door.
Monday, one self-made billionaire will make someone a millionaire.
The game is a series of tests to reveal the qualities that I feel are important in a person.
I am one of the most competitive people you will ever meet.
If I have to cheat a little bit, I'll cheat a little bit.
I can be their friend and stab them in the back if it's called for.
Who will pass his test for success? The Benefactor.
You're out of here.
ABC Premiere Monday, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
Well, last Monday night we were supposed to have college football for you. Good game, Florida State against Miami. But as everybody knows, Hurricane Francis was in the area. The game was postponed a couple of days before it was supposed to have been played. It will be played at the Orange Bowl tomorrow night. For a preview look at what's happened over the past few days here in Miami, Brent Musburger.
Thanks, Al. The assault on Florida by Hurricanes Charlie and Francis has put this rivalry game, one of the greatest in college football, in perspective for the state. Now players and coaches from both sides go into this game with distractions swirling around them.
We were safe here, the players were safe here, but you have to realize they have families in Deerfield Beach, families in Orlando, families on the West Coast. So a lot of concerns there, some damage done to some homes, but our players are safe and their families are safe.
Well, I think we're all a little disappointed when we found out the game was postponed due to the hurricane, because we're all anticipating Monday night and a national audience, which fortunately we're still going to get. But, you know, it could be worse.
So now Florida State and Miami go to battle wearily, and we'll see if this great matchup can make Florida forget, if only for a few hours, what they have endured for the last month.
Thank you, Brent. So that game tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, and with Hurricane Ivan now out in the Caribbean and nobody knows what's going to happen there, it's already compelled the NFL to change the Tennessee at Miami game, which would have been played Sunday, to Saturday at 1 o'clock. Meanwhile, we'll come back to Foxborough after this.
On the road to perfection, There are no highways called compromise. There are no streets named adequate. There are no shortcuts. And the next stop is a million miles away. The new ES, refined with a passion.
The Lexus Halftime Show, brought to you by Lexus and their passionate pursuit of perfection. When we return, Outcast kicks off the second half after this from our ABC stations.
The first top 10 showdown of the year, Florida State, Miami, Friday night, 8 Eastern on ABC.
For these lawyers, their best defense is offensive.
This is highly inappropriate.
If I have asked to suckle on your bosom, that's inappropriate.
Emmy nominees James Spader and William Shatner. Boston Legal premieres Sunday, October 3rd, 10, 9 Central, only on ABC.
Rock! Yeah, we're gonna take the rock! Right, the rock.
Whew. The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock.
What do you say we go one up on that rock over there?
Yeah, The Rock.
It'll get you there. The rest is up to you. The largest, most powerful forerunner yet.
Aviator, Navigator.
A great choice, but a tough decision. Lincoln Navigator and Aviator.
Maybe I'll try it. No.
Now with $4,500 cash back or 0% financing for 60 months plus $1,000 for Cadillac owners. See your local Lincoln Mercury dealer today. Travel well.
You think about designing an SUV with room for 7 people. And room for the things that 7 people like to take along. But mostly, you think about the 7 people themselves and how an SUV can finally help protect each and every one of them. You think about that, then you build.
The Volvo XC90, the first SUV equipped with third-row safety curtains, a roll stability control system, and guided by conscience.
Ron Majors, weeknights on ABC 7 News.
This is an ABC 7 News Brief. Now here's Ron Majors.
Good evening. A lion attacks a worker at the Lincoln Park Zoo. Tonight, the people who helped in the rescue and how it happened. Then Hurricane Ivan has already caused major damage and could still be headed to Florida. Plus, Jerry will let us know if the sunshine will last through the weekend in Chicago. And a new way for Bears fans to buy and sell tickets. Join Kathy Brock and me for those stories and more right after the game.
Man, Bobby, see it?
Ready for action, nip it in the bud, we never relaxing. Outcast is everlasting.
...2004 NFL season opening night. Al Michaels, John Madden, and Michelle Tafoya. Real good first half. Indianapolis on top 17-13, John, and they'll get the ball as we start the second half.
Excellent first half, and don't you kind of have the feeling that this one's going to go right down to the wire and the last team that has the ball is going to win?
As did the game in Indianapolis last year, and it was 24-14 in the championship game here last season, but that one was in doubt until about 2 minutes to go in the game. Dominique Rhodes takes the second half kickoff and brings it back up to the 22-yard line, and Peyton Manning 8 out of 12 for 153 in the first half. Will go to work again. And let's check in with Michelle.
Well, Al, I've learned that Ty Law has a right hamstring injury. He may or may not start this second half. And he is coming into the game, we're saying that. But he is being bothered by his right hamstring, has been being looked at by trainers. One other thing, Bill Belichick, really unhappy with the way his team's playing, but he told me no adjustments. It's just that they're playing better and we're not playing well. Simple as that. Al?
You saw Law padding that hamstring. Bill Belichick being unhappy, of course, is nothing new. The ball at the 22-yard line. Manning going to work on first down. He swings it outside, and falling down was Clark. And what would a half be or a game be without Bill Belichick being unhappy?
Well, I know what he's unhappy about, too, that his front seven was kind of dominated by the Colt offensive line.
And you can see it reflected there with 102 yards on the ground in one half. And for Edgerrin James, 78 of those.
You know, any defensive coach will be very, very upset if you run the ball on. I mean, that's the whole essence of a defense. That's where you crack or break a defense, is through the running game.
Better start here as McGinnis hog ties Edgerrin James for a minimal gain.
You know, earlier in the first quarter, they had this same type of play, and McGinnis was in there, and he had the corner out here, and Edgerrin James just outran him. That time he kept his leverage, held him, wait for Edgerrin James to get there, and then just came off the block and made the tackle.
Willie McGinnis has done yeoman work since coming out of USC. 3rd down and 9 at the 23-yard line. And Peyton Manning, who threw 54% of his passes last year out of the shotgun, tops in the league, works out of the gun again. They just do get the snap off. And then the pass is errant and incomplete and off the hand of Brandon Stokely, covered by Asante Samuel. So Belichick was unhappy, made his unhappiness known, and it's a 3-and-out.
You know, and that's what the Patriot defense does so well. And you see Asante Samuel here is once the ball is in the air or once the ball is in your hands, they are going to hit you. And you may make the catch, you may get one hand on it, but they're going to come up and whack you, and the ball goes out.
Colts had scored on their last 3 possessions. Now Hunter Smith with his first punt of the night. Pretty good kick, fielded at the 25-yard line. That's Tyrone Poole bringing it back to the 31-yard line. After a 52-yard boot, Rob Morris makes the tackle early. 3rd period. Indy up by 4 in New England.
A very close call. Could have gone either way. It was right on the line.
Well, Ferguson's not too happy with it, I can tell you that much.
He's beating him like a rented mule.
And the ref's just tuning him out.
Boy, where do you train to take a beating like that?
He said, when's that porch gonna get painted and that litter box? It's been 3 weeks! 3 weeks! And to think I could have married Don Hoffman. And it wouldn't hurt for you to say that you love me once in a while.
Benny from the borough of Brooklyn called up his buddy Calvin in the Carolinas to holler at him about getting in from Verizon Wireless so Calvin can make unlimited calls to his summer love Lisa in Los Angeles, who told all her people to get in so she can gossip with her Aunt Gina in Atlanta, Georgia without using her planned minutes, which is just why Gina joined in, to stay in touch with her baby boy Benny in Brooklyn. Join in and make unlimited calls to any Verizon Wireless customer without using any planned minutes from our national in-coverage area. Buy one LG 3200 phone for $29.99 and get one free. Are your people in? Good. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
By anchoring a more powerful 6-liter Power Stroke diesel engine to its frame, we gave the new Ford Super Duty more pulling power than any other pickup. Enough to lug 17,000 pounds. Don't get in its way. This is the next Ford Super Duty. Built Ford Tough.
Coming in 4 days.
The game starts the minute you walk into the house.
There's never been a show with so many twists and turns.
Lying, cheating, backstabbing.
Let's play. Be there from the beginning. The Benefactor premieres Monday, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
Light mist right now. How are the New England big guys doing? Brady, 75%, 157 yards. Dillon had that 138-yard burst. And then Branch has caught 5 for 57. And here they go offensively for the first time now in the second half from the 31-yard line.
Look at this, they got 2 running backs in there now.
There are only 2. There are only 2 active guys. Brady hit as he throws from behind, and the pass is incomplete. That was Dwight Freeney who came in and caused the errant throw.
Yeah, the thing about Dwight Freeney is he has great leverage and speed. And once he can get a corner on you, you see, you start up here and you try and get your shoulder even. Then you get your arm underneath, and then once you get that arm underneath, you're by that tackle trying to block you.
Freeney went to the Pro Bowl last year, and believe me, that is huge news for the Colts franchise, going back to Baltimore at the end of that run in Maryland, and that pass is incomplete, intended for Daniel Graham. It's amazing when you think about it. Take a look at that. John Dutton and Mike Barnes went to the Pro Bowl defensively in '77. Then Dwayne Bickett was the next guy to go in '87. So 10 years before an Indy defender went to the Pro Bowl. And then Freeney last year. So Bickett, in effect, was the only guy, the only Indy defender in a 25-year period to get a trip to Hawaii.
Yeah, so you say, what do the Colts have to do? They have to improve their defense. I mean, Dwight Freeney is a real deal. They don't have a lot of other real deals on this defense, but they do play well as a team.
Brady, a reverse roll on 3rd and 10 and hits Branch. So he rolls left, goes against the grain, and right into Branch's arms for a conversion. 12-yard pickup.
You know, I think, when people say that Tom Brady's a lot like Joe Montana, I think it's this type of thing, just his coolness. You get 3rd down, he has to roll out, he doesn't have a lot of speed, but he just knows where to go, how to set his feet, how to find the open guy, and how to put the ball right on him.
Well, he watched enough of Montana close up because he grew up in the San Francisco area and on the peninsula.
Right, Joe was in San Mateo, went to Sarah High School.
1st and 10, ball at the 44-yard line. Draw to Dillon, nothing doing, and he gets thrown down by Josh Williams, the defensive tackle.
But again, the thing that he does is he's so cool. You know, talking to Tony Dungy last night, and we were talking about Brady, and he said, there's 3 things a quarterback has to do. He said he has to have poise, he has to be accurate, and he has to be intelligent. And he said his quarterback, Peyton Manning, is that, but he also says Tom Brady's that.
No question about that, Brady, and it's such a great story, the fact that he ascended in the 2001 season only because of an injury at that point to Drew Bledsoe. And he throws, and it's caught at the 40-yard line by Deion Branch. So the play fake, and then Branch wants a face mask call. Whistle had blown. Anthony Floyd came in, but there's no yellow on the field.
See, the Colts thought that they had to stop the run, so they bring that 8th guy up. So they're going to have that 8 men in the box. So that means that the safety comes up. And then once the safety gets up, or you have the extra guy there, you know that outside that you have to have a single on your outside receiver. And that's exactly what they get.
Branch, and this will warm your heart, John, doing a Cliff Branch imitation tonight. That's 7 grabs for 86 yards. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Dillon. And the former Bengal threads his way for what might be a 1st down. It could be a little bit shy. At worst, it'll be 2nd down and inches.
That was that zone blocking where you just get a helmet on a helmet, and then you just find a hole. You know, it's the old zone thing. You stretch that play, and you try and pick. Oh, see him start out here, stretch it, and then cut back, and then look at that move there. That was there was a heck of a move. Thing like trying to get a guy with tags. And when you cut back there, you cut out there, you cut back in there. That's pretty good.
Ball of the 30-yard line, 4 minutes into the period. Indianapolis up by 4. New England's first drive of the quarter. Brady backing away that time. Flag is thrown, and the pass is incomplete, intended for David Givens, and that's one of the few times tonight Brady couldn't step into a pass.
Yeah, and he's trying to step into it, and he just there's no step there. They came in a blitz, and they go man coverage.
Holding of an eligible receiver, number 50 of the defense. The 5-yard penalty on that. First down.
That's David Thornton. Take a look at it, and let's see if this is the application of an old rule or whether it was holding 10 years ago as well.
You're going to see David Thornton. He's going to be on the right side. He's right here, so he's going to be holding up or maybe holding the tight end. You see him there? He grabs him right there. 5 yards, he's okay. You can't tell. He probably grabbed the back of his jersey.
Automatic first at the 25. And Brady's going for 6, and open is Patton for the touchdown.
You can knock Brady down, and on the next play, he's going to get up and do this to you. You're going to see David Patton. He beats Nick Harper right off the line of scrimmage. Now he has 3 steps on him. Tom Brady sees that and throws it to him perfectly. Nick Harper was up there to get a bump. Patton beat him right on the line of scrimmage, and Harper could never catch up with him.
Patton's second catch of the night. Vinatieri converts. Pats score on their first drive, 10:48 to go in the third. New England has now scored on its last 3 possessions. 20-17 Patriots.
These low fares to your favorite vacation destination start at just $49. Book yours at Southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
We need a car.
A sports car.
A wagon. Silver. And certified pre-owned. That one.
Autotrader.com lets you compare 2.1 million new, used, and certified pre-owned cars to find the one you want.
Oh, now we gotta sell our car.
I need a car.
Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
Oh, Capital One.
You could find an island inside your specially marked Capital One envelope. Check your mail for the Capital One No Hassle Island giveaway. You could instantly win your own private island.
What's in your wallet?
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
This kickoff special on ABC is being brought to you by Budweiser. Grab a cold, fresh Budweiser. It's game time. And the next Ford Super Duty. Tougher, stronger, smarter. Which team in the NFL will be tougher, stronger, smarter this season? You know, John, in this environment, who in the world knows? I mean, everybody's making their predictions and all that stuff. It's worse than Wall Street. Nobody knows anything.
No, you don't. And the minute you think you do, you're probably going to be wrong. And after this first week of the season, a lot of people will jump on bandwagons, and they'll pull hamstrings jumping back off and back on other bandwagons.
Right.
Remember last year, the opening Monday night game, you know, Tampa goes to Philadelphia, and you know, and Tampa wins, and they're kind of defending they're the defending Super Bowl champions, and you say, boy, they're the same team, they got the same form, they're going to win it again. You know, Philadelphia doesn't look too good, and you look at the end of the season, who's in the playoffs, who's not.
And that's, I think, in good measure, one of the reasons why football has become America's pastime, because I think it's the most unpredictable of sports right now. And, you know, part of it is there's been so much movement, and from one year to the next, you know, a team can improve tremendously or regress tremendously. And as it's James carrying the ball, what's really fascinating to me, John, is in this environment where, you know, you're picking up free agents and making trades and all that stuff, there's not a single guy on the Indianapolis Colts who played with any other NFL team last year.
Yeah, we talked to Tony Dungy about that last night, and he said, you know, that wasn't a plan. He said we looked at guys, and there were some free agents we would have liked to have had. He brought up Warren Sapp. He said, but we didn't have the cap money, so, you know, we couldn't do it. So that's part of today's football, too.
2nd and 6. And the pass is incomplete. Manning pressured that time, and he goes down in the arms of Seymour. Speaking of Manning and the $34.5 million signing bonus that he got in the first half for Peyton tonight, as we look at their stars, their version of the triplets, there are the numbers. James really big on that one drive. Harrison has been limited underneath. He's caught 4, but for only a 5.3 average. the one problem you're going to have signing a lot of other guys is if one guy is going to get the kind of deal Manning got. But, you know, what are you going to do? You got to sign Peyton Manning.
Right, and then you have to devote all your money to offense, and that's what the Colts do. It's Peyton Manning down. It's going to be Marvin Harrison, and it's going to be Edgerrin James. That's where you put your money. That's where you put your emphasis. That's your team.
Colts take an early timeout on 3rd and 6.
The great taste of Bud Light is always fresh. From the top of the bottle to the bottom of the glass. America's favorite beer is also America's freshest beer. Fresh beer tastes better.
When we forged the frame rails of the new Ford Super Duty with thicker gauge steel than any other pickup, we gave it more payload than any other pickup. 5,800 pounds. Who's your daddy now? This is the next Ford Super Duty. Built Ford Tough.
Tomorrow. No! The end begins.
What's your lucky day?
Resident Evil Apocalypse.
You, missed one.
Rated R tomorrow.
I was handing out my business card to anyone who would take it. I mean, if they had a pocket, they got one. And my resume was all over the internet. So it's a good thing I finally found a job. Because even my boss started asking me how the search was going.
Hold on. Let's try this again with help from the largest job website.
CareerBuilder.com let me search anonymously without posting my resume or anything. Whenever I found something that interested me, CareerBuilder helped me make the right contact.
Now that's a smarter way to find a better job. CareerBuilder.com.
Damon takes on Michael Jordan in a star-studded one-hour premiere. They're going to Vegas, baby. And what happens on My Wife and Kids?
We get married.
Stays on My Wife and Kids. One-hour season premiere, Tuesday, September 21st, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
Gillette Stadium, and they are not used to losing here. The Pats 8-0 at home last year. 2-0 in postseason. Haven't lost here since 2002 on their feet. Prior to a 3rd down and 6. Brewski showing blitz, at least coming to the line. He backs off into coverage. Manning throws underneath. It's caught by Brandon Stokely, and he quiets the crowd, at least for the moment. There's a flag down as he takes it to the 34. The flag is on the other side of the field at the 31.
And there's going to be defensive holding against the Patriots. On that play, they just rushed 3 defensive men and dropped 8, and they think that bothers Peyton Manning more than anything.
Holding of an eligible receiver, defense number 37. Penalty is declined. The play results in a first down.
Rodney Harrison.
Rodney Harrison. I didn't hold him, I just whacked him. Here's Rodney Harrison here, and it's not going to be the guy that he's on there. So he's going to drop up, and it's going to be the tight end coming in right there. I don't know that he didn't run into Rodney Harrison, but it's academic anyway because the Colts did complete the ball, and they did get a first down anyway.
Running a pick. Ball the 34-yard line. Manning, tons of time, settles for Edgerrin James at the 37, short gain, 3 yards.
Yeah, somewhere in this game, I think the Colts are going to go back to what they did so successfully with Edgerrin James running the ball. This is where the offensive line of the Colts just took over the game. You watch them here, and the first thing you have to do is you have to handle that nose tackle, then get on the linebackers, and you can run off the block of the center on the nose tackle. And that's exactly what Edgerrin James did on that drive. And somewhere in this game, I think the Colts are going to get back to it.
2nd down and 7 at the 37-yard line. Maybe right here, but this time James a little trouble with his footing. Settles for a 2-yard pickup to the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd and let's call it 5.
You know, Michelle was talking at halftime, talking to Bill Belichick about how upset he was. And you know that what he was upset about was how they ran against them. And you could see, in fact, Tony Dungy said last night that he thinks that Bill Belichick makes better halftime adjustments than any coach in football. And I think that Bill Belichick did make a halftime adjustment to concentrate more on the run defense.
3rd and a long 4. At the 40-yard line, there's a flag. There's no play. It's before the snap.
You see all those things that Peyton Manning.
Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty remaining.
All those things that Peyton Manning does. Tom Moore is the offensive coordinator, and he gives them 3 plays. He tucks into his helmet. He gets 3 plays, 2 runs, and a pass. Now, if they bring 8 men up, he's going to go with the pass. If it's going to be a run, he runs away from the strength of the defense. So he gives them 3 plays. Now, when Peyton Manning gets up here in the line of scrimmage, here he's in the shotgun, he is going to choose one of those 3 plays.
Law is on Harrison. That penalty was on Ryan Dean. It's 3rd down and 9. And it's caught by Stokely, and Stokely is able to pick up the 1st down. Harrison was blitzing. Stokely got free. Tyrone Poole made the tackle. A conversion for the Colts.
You know, the other thing that they do is they have a silent count here. And if we see the quarterback, it's going to be on 2. When he puts his foot up and down once, up and down twice, then the ball is snapped. And you see here, he just buys a little time. He buys a little time by going backwards to get Stokely open.
1st and 10 at the 50. James, good run there. Bides his time, picks his hole, picks up 8 yards, 2nd and a deuce.
You know what all great runners can do in a hole? They can make themselves small, or what we call slither. And that's exactly what Edgerrin James did on that play. He got to the hole and then made himself go sideways and slithered through it.
That's the verb. 2nd and 2. He's averaging 5.2 without any really long runs. 2-yard gain here. Just efficient and effective is Edgerrin tonight as he closes in on the century mark halfway through the 3rd period.
Well, he has that combination of quickness and power. You know, if he needs quickness to make cuts, he can do that. And if he needs power to pick up a 1st down, he can do that. And he may have to do that here on this down because it's 3rd and very, very short.
Third down, inches, 40-yard line. James and Tom Lopinski comes in at fullback. Play clock to 5. They give it to James, and he is stopped short of the 1st down.
I don't know that the Patriots didn't know where they were going to run that ball. Did you see? Because the whole defense, they know what Peyton Manning's doing. They know that he's going to change the play. And if you see, he's going to pat himself on the right side. That's the side that he wants the ball to run to. And it looked like the Patriots just swarmed to that side.
So they're going to pass up. It would have to be a 59-yard Vanderjagt field goal attempt into the wind, which would probably end his streak, and at least line up to go for it on 4th and 1. And again, they could be trying to draw him offside, but Manning now just does get under center, and they're going to go for it, and Manning fools everybody. What a call.
Now that's what the last time they did I would have expected, because he fakes one way and he bootlegs the other way. The first time he did it, he ran the same way that he faked. So I thought that was a missed handoff. This one isn't. See, he fakes to the left. He gets the whole defense going to that side, and then, boom, he comes out the backside.
19 yards, and it's very infrequently that you'll see a mystified look on the face of Belichick. The play clock is all the way down here. It may not have... Well, what's going to happen? New England's going to...
Yeah, the Patriots only had 10 guys on the field.
Only 10, but the clock was almost down to 0. It could have been delay a game against New England. It's another break for the Colts.
Trailers don't have anti-lock brakes, crumple zones, or air. That's why we designed...
And Manning on 1st down from the 22-yard line will stay on the ground with Edgerrin James to the 18-yard line, and the ball is loose at the 18 and recovered by the Patriots.
That ball just popped right out. Eugene Wilson, the safety, was coming up, and the ball popped right into his hands. This could be a challengeable thing, though, you know, because anytime you see a fumble now, you always think, was the knee down? Watch this. Is the knee down before the ball comes out? Here the knee's down. I think the ball was coming out before the knee goes down.
If Dungy challenges, I mean, it's just amazing. He did not challenge a single call last year in the regular season or postseason. 19 games. He takes the cue from the guys upstairs. In other words, his coaches. They're looking at it, and they'll tell Tony whether it should be challenged or not, and they will challenge this one. So Tony Dungy went through an entire season, and it's amazing to think about. You can play that much football and not challenge a single call, and then you come into the next year, and here's your first challenge of the season.
The ruling on the field is a fumble not down by contact. It's being challenged by Indianapolis.
Yeah, Ty Warren, number 94 for the Patriots, came in and knocked that ball out of there before the knee.
At this is about as close as it gets. And as we see Edgerrin James going down, remember, the elbow equals a knee. Your elbow goes down, which it is there. The ball is coming out almost simultaneously. But you are down. You are ruled down in the NFL if any part of the body except a hand or a foot touches the ground. So there's the elbow, the equivalent of any other part of the body, obviously, beside a hand or foot, as the ball is coming out. Mike Harry has a tough call, but again, on the field, it was ruled a fumble.
The runner lost possession before his left elbow hit the ground. The ruling on the field stands. Indianapolis will be charged with their second team timeout.
I think it's a good call because it was ruled a fumble. The ball was coming out, and for Tony Dungy now, he's down to one timeout for the rest of the regulation.
Yeah, and I kind of like that. I mean, get back to where a fumble's a fumble. I mean, someone has the ball, and if they get hit and they fumble, it's a doggone fumble. Now every time there's a fumble, we have to look, is the elbow down, is the knee down, is the foot, you know, all those types of things instead of just being a fumble. I mean, that was good defense, and it was a turnover by the Colts. In fact, it's the second turnover the Colts has had inside the red zone tonight.
First quarter interception from the 6-yard line. Now Brady back to work, and Brady picks up the first down because David Patton's progress had him out to the 30-yard line and a gain of 12.
Yeah, if they have any other emphasis on rules, that's one that I'd like to see them emphasize, that a fumble is a fumble. You know, and don't, every time a guy fumbles, don't start trying to make excuses for it and find out reasons why it's not a fumble. So I like that. That's my point.
I'm digesting that. I like that too. 4.5 to go in the third. Dillon. Well, I mean, let's face it, Johnny. The impetus for replay in the first place was to correct the egregiously incorrect calls. I mean, it all started the Mike Renfro play and all through the years, and you know, going back to the 70s before they had it and came into play in the 80s, and it was out, and it was basically to correct the egregiously incorrect calls. And now it's reached the point where you parse the real close calls.
Right, too fine, and then you get away from what football is and has been.
2nd and 9, ball at the 32-yard line. Well, I'll tell you what, staying in the block, the pass is incomplete, intended for Benjamin Watson, and it was Corey Dillon that faked to him, and then he was able to hang in there and thwart the pass rush.
That's what a running back has to be able to do. Watch Corey Dillon here. He's going to come out and get a pass protection here. If a running back can't do that, you can't play, because all they're going to do is every time you go in there, they're going to blitz you. But you have to be able to take the end man in the line of scrimmage, make the fake, make the block, and let your quarterback throw the ball. If you can't do that, I'll guarantee you they're going to load up on you.
And then Ashworth came in from the back to help out on a block, and Brady had perfect pocket presence. It's 3rd down and 9 up at the 31-yard line. Here come the Colts. Brady hangs in there, steps into the pass, on target. Patton into Indy territory to the 40-yard line. Jason David makes the tackle. And John, you're talking about Brady stepping into it and the guts it takes to step into it with a guy coming right into your face.
And he does it better than anyone. And that's where I look at him, and you may get him, you may knock him down, but he's so tough. He's always going to step up. He never looks at the rush. He just kind of feels it, steps up, pumps it, brings it back, finds his guy, and gets it to him.
29-yard gain. That was Floyd who came in at the end to try to thwart it. First down at the 40. 3 minutes to go in the third. Pats up by 3. Brady surveys across the field, wide wide open is David Givens. And David Givens is taken down at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, there aren't many quarterbacks that are going to do that. They're going to come across, come out to the right, throw the ball all the way across the field, and know that you're going to take a shot. Watch the shot that Brady's going to take here. He's going to run out there. Now he has to set to throw the ball. And in setting to throw the ball, he knows that he's going to get shellacked. But he does it anyway. That is toughness.
4 Colts gathering around him all the way across the field. Brady is now thrown for 277 yards.
And those Colts unloading on him, too.
Dillon. 7 hard-earned yards inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. The Patriots, through the years, have never been noted for their rushing. And, I mean, it's been a ton of time since New England even averaged 4 yards a carry in a season, and 4 yards is the average carry. But for New England, it's been more than a decade since they've averaged 4 a carry. So Dillon may end that streak.
Yeah, I never saw a lot of the old Corey Dillon at Cincinnati, but just looking at his numbers, this kind of looks like the old Corey Dillon.
And there it is, each of the last 18 seasons averaging less than what the average carry would normally be. 2nd and 3 from the 8-yard line. Brady to the end zone, caught! Daniel Graham for the touchdown, and a classic tight end linebacker matchup as he beats David Thornton.
Here's Daniel Graham right here, the tight end. As you say, the classic matchup. He knows that he has a linebacker in him. He takes him up the field, keeps him on his inside shoulder, holds him there, and then breaks off, and Tom Brady again hits him perfectly.
3 touchdown passes to 3 different receivers. So you had the James fumble as Indianapolis was trying to take the lead, and they turned it around and go 82 yards in 7 plays to go up by 10. About it before, the way he took over for Drew Bledsoe in 2001. This is now Dominique Rhodes coming out of the end zone and paying the price as he gets whacked at the 26 by Patrick Pass. But apart from the Kurt Warner story, it may be the best story of all, John. Low draft choice, in the stands, inactive quarterback, watching, and all of a sudden gets the opportunity when Bledsoe gets hurt, and here he is.
Yeah, because the year before he went to the Super Bowl, he wasn't the 2nd quarterback. He wasn't the 3rd quarterback. He was the 4th quarterback. He didn't even suit up as the emergency guy. He was sitting in the stands. And he goes from that to leading his team to a Super Bowl.
And it all started when he replaced Bledsoe in that 2001 season after the Patriots had started 0-2, and it was against Indianapolis that he made his first start, and he beat him. 1st and 10 to the 26-yard line. Now James takes it up to the 33-yard line.
We remember that Monday night down in Tampa last October, and the Colts were playing the Buccaneers. We know that this is an offense, this Colt offense, that you never, ever give up on.
They were the first team ever to be down by 21 with less than 4 minutes to play in a game and win it. And they did it against the defending Super Bowl champs. How's that for irony? 2nd down and 3. Here's James. So they're sticking with the basics here, reestablishing the ground game. James has now rushed for 114 yards in the first 3 periods.
You know, I had the feeling with both of these offenses tonight that the thing that helped get the quarterback back in rhythm and get the game back under control for the passing game was a running game. You know, because the Colts did it earlier, and then the Patriots did it later, and I think it's something that can get a quarterback back in rhythm.
From the 41, Manning will now go to the air on a slant. Harrison makes the catch to the 50. It'll be 2nd down and a long one, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter. So a real good one to open the year. End of 3. New England 27, Indianapolis 17. And this special edition, this Thursday edition of Monday Night Football, continues after this message. Michaels, John Madden, and Michelle Tafoya with you. Sports Center will have highlights of this game and all the day's sports news on ESPN. Late local news will follow the game as we get ready for the final 15 minutes of regulation. Second down and a long one as Indianapolis starts the fourth quarter with a James burst to the 42-yard line and a first down. A couple of streaks in play here. Speaking of the prowess of what New England does in certain situations. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. Manning on the run for Harrison. A flag is thrown as Harrison had beaten Eugene Wilson and Tyrone Poole. He had split them, and the flag is downfield at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, I was just going to say that at some point they have to start going to Harrison. I mean, you know that's what they are. I mean, they're about running the ball, and they're about Peyton Manning, and they're about Marvin Harrison, and they've kind of stayed away from him. Ty Law's not in the game. Tyrone Poole is playing over here on this side, and even though they are zoning a lot, you would think that from this point on, the game ought to be Marvin Harrison's to win.
5 officials just conferred.
While the quarterback was still in the pocket, illegal contact. Defense number 38. 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
You know, Mike Carey's really good at that because that's why they had the conference. One of the keys is the quarterback has to be in the pocket for illegal contact to be called here.
Because if the quarterback gets outside, then he becomes a runner, and then they don't have that protection anymore. That was a little picky, though, I think.
A little picky.
I don't know that was bad play by Tyrone Poole.
And that's why New England was arguing, I think, on 2 counts. Number 1, it was picky. And number 2, there was a little bit of rolling by Manning. And the question was he in the pocket? 1st and 10, the ball is at the 38-yard line. Harrison, and as John suggests, back they go to Marvin, and he takes it down to the 26-yard line as Marvin Harrison gathers in his 6th pass of the night for 42 yards.
And I think they have to keep doing that. They have to keep working Marvin Harrison. Not that they have to throw to him every down. I mean, I think you still mix run, but he was kind of a forgotten guy for a while in this game, and you have to go to him, let him make big plays for you.
Talked about that streak, and there it was as James gets tackled at the line of scrimmage. 27 consecutive games have been won by the Patriots when they have a lead going into the 4th quarter, and here they are at home where they're invincible. Or have been over the last year and a fraction, and leading by 10.
It was interesting last night talking to Peyton Manning. He was talking about, going no huddle, going silent count, and the crowd. And he said, I've noticed in football the crowd gets tired. He said they don't have enough to keep it up every play of the game. So there's only a few plays during the game you really have to worry about.
He's right. 2nd down and 10. And the ball is caught at the 21-yard line, and there's a flag down as Edgerrin James makes the catch. I mean, there's very little that escapes Peyton Manning, and even to think about that, and it made us think about it. And he's right. I mean, we go to enough games in sports, the crowd sometimes does get wrung out.
Right, and then but if they have good defense,
on
they
an
know.
Eligible receiver, defense number 50, 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Mike Vrabel.
It's funny you think of the complaints that the Colts had in the last game. It was in the 4th quarter. And here it is in the 4th quarter. And I think as you get tired, I think you start to lose a little of your technique. And you start to get a little sloppy. And if you're going to have some of those penalties, this could very well be when you're going to get them.
That was a jersey grab. Ball at the 20. They give it to Rhodes. Dominique to the outside. Spilled at the 13-yard line by the corner of Asante Samuel. And then it's Rodney Harrison out of bounds there with Reggie Wayne.
Does Rodney Harrison lead all football forever in fines?
The league is reticent to give us that sort of information, but we're able to cobble together some stuff. And Michelle, I think, may have the information. They gave it to us like, an accounting firm.
Now, he's a tough guy. I mean, and he's a hitter, but he will hit you sometimes when he's not supposed to.
2nd and 2. Inside the 10, first down, Dominique Rhodes. So, Michelle, you opened up everything but the Enron books to get to the bottom of this, right?
We tried everything. We've heard numbers from $100,000 to $200,000. Thing about it is, it just doesn't change the way he plays. And as far as all these rules emphasis, he says, look, I don't care how much crying they do. Plays have to get made. That's all, and that's it. And the rule stinks. That's what he said, Al.
The man who always speaks his mind, as he has throughout his career in San Diego, and now here as Dominique Rhodes picks up about 2. But Harrison, the kind of guy, I mean, Bill Belichick looks at these guys, and you know, the thing with Rodney, he was a great player in San Diego. The question is, was he a little too old? How would he fit in here?
Yeah, San Diego made a mistake on this guy. This guy was still a great player, and they kind of Junior Seau and Rodney Harrison came out. That was kind of the San Diego Charger defense. They thought they were, you know, getting a little old, maybe towards the end, maybe finished, but this guy, to me, wasn't close to being finished.
Second down and goal. This is the 10th play of this drive as they try to get to within 3, and Manning gets pressured, throws off balance, intended for Reggie Wayne, and incomplete in the end zone.
Did you see the guy that knocked him down? It was Rodney Harrison. He started in the outside, and then he sneaked in, and he comes up. Here's Rodney Harrison right here. You see, he started outside. They didn't account for him. Peyton Manning was looking the other way to his left, and he didn't see or feel Rodney Harrison coming. And when you don't see him or feel him, he is going to unload on you.
Third down and goal. Play action. Manning throws. Caught by Brandon Stokely for a touchdown.
Well,
got inside Law.
I was just going to say, Ty Law has kind of been limping in and out of the game. He comes in on nickel, and this time it was Stokely. You know that they were going to work that right side, but it's Stokely right here against Law. And you see, he gets to the inside. See, he takes him up the field. Ty Law goes for the move to the outside, and then he gets inside him. And you see Peyton Manning, the minute that he sees Stokely get that step to the inside, he puts the ball right on him.
Mike Vanderjagt boots it through, and so down by 10. Indy with a good drive, 11 plays to go 74 yards, and it's a 3-point game with a little more than 11 minutes left on open. And into the arms of Bethel Johnson, and he's surrounded by nothing but white shirts. Never a good sign for a run back guy, and he's tackled at the 15.
You know, talking about pass, Al, we have a new thing this year called Max Stats. And what we can do on Max Stats is measure the speed of a throw. Now you're going to see the pass speed of that touchdown to Brandon Stokely by Peyton Manning. So the pass speed will be on top, 55 miles an hour. And you say, what would that be equivalent to a baseball pitcher? It would be 83 miles an hour.
Or a ball that would probably be knocked over the fence.
Yeah, right.
If that was a fastball.
You better put a little more mustard on it. And I'm sure that Peyton Manning will have better speeds than that. I know Tom Brady will also.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line. But it's like baseball. It's location. Brady escapes a sack and then throws. And as Dwight Freeney had his arms around him, Christian Fourier, one of their 3 tight ends, makes his first grab of the night. Last 4 possessions have resulted in 24 points for the Patriots, who are having their way with what is the Achilles heel of the Indianapolis Colts. Everybody knew it last year. Everybody knows it coming into this season. This is the big question. How good can Indy's defense be?
Well, and the Colts know it too. I mean, like Peyton Manning says, we know going into every game. And it's not a negative thing. It's that we have to score a lot of points to win a game.
2nd and 5, and this is Corey Dillon bursting through a hole to the 29. First down, Patriots.
You know, that play before where Tom Brady got away from Dwight Freeney, that's the thing a quarterback has to be able to do. You know, they say running quarterback or not running quarterback. Brady is not a running quarterback, but like Peyton Manning, they both move well in the pocket. In other words, they can get away from something. You see, he gets the pressure coming from the back. He feels it. Freeney tries to strip it, but his hands are so strong that he's able to step up and still get that ball off.
748 yards of total offense for the 2 teams tonight. Brady looked left, goes right, caught, 9-yard gain, Daniel Graham. You know, John, I think about Bill Belichick, and we've been talking about Bill, and I mean, he's won 2 Super Bowls. He had tremendous success as an assistant, many years with Bill Parcells, Giants, and and Jets, but he goes to training camp this year and he puts up signs. Don't believe the hype.
Yeah, and then they have a tough time. You see that sign up right there, and you see the patch you're wearing on the jerseys, and then you see the pregame show. It's hard not to believe the hype. Although he said, if you guys want to watch the show, I'll give you a good seat to watch the show. We're here to play the game.
2nd and 1. And that is caught in traffic by David Givens. Makes a good grab. Hit by Anthony Floyd, who gets up in frustration. 1st down, Patriots.
And what they did, the Colts come up and they brought their safety down, so they had 8 in the box. Now, this is a time that you want to go play action pass. And you see the play action here, how that holds that defense, and he's able to get Givens in behind the linebackers because of that little play action pass. But you talk about a guy whose eyes are focused and he's ready to throw when a guy gets open. That's Tom Brady.
And again, he works on the guy, Floyd, replacing Mike Doss, who was hurt in the first half and taken back to the locker room with a hamstring pull. 45-yard line. Brady. Incomplete. Just a little out in front of Bethel Johnson. The B&B boys have done pretty well. Belichick and Brady. Belichick came here in 2000. There's their regular season record, winning nearly 3 of every 4 games. And you talk about a clutch quarterback. 6-0 is Brady in postseason. He's also 7-0 in overtime, and they're trying to become the first head coach starting QB combo to win 3 Super Bowls in a 4-year span. This is Dillon, run out of bounds for a loss of 1. And you know, John, when you think about 3 Super Bowls, and we were talking about dynasties, or at least I was at the beginning of the show, 3 and 4 would be a dynasty. There's only one team that has won 3 Super Bowls in a 4-year span. It was Dallas in the 90s, Jimmy Johnson's last 2 years. And then Switzer won 1 in the 4th year, his 2nd year.
Yeah, and that was different football. I mean, that was a time where you didn't have a salary cap, and that was a time when you could build dynasty. This is different football today. And anyone that has anything that's like a dynasty is doing a super job.
3rd and 11 now. Brady is thrown for 315 yards, will not add any more. It is picked off by Nick Harper, and Harper will bring it back to the 30. And Brady, as we mentioned before, went through the entire season last year, the regular year, without being picked at home. It extends back to 2002, and that's 288 passes that he had completed or had incompletion, and he finally gets one picked off.
Inside those cars is something familiar, a battery. And if you think all batteries are the same, consider this. Kevin Harvick's pit crew trusts one brand of battery in every critical instrument they use, Duracell. So whether you're racing NASCAR's best or the kid down the street, it just has to work. Duracell, trusted everywhere.
Duracell, official alkaline battery of NASCAR.
1, 2, 3, 4.
If you're just joining us, the referee bolted into the locker room some 15 minutes ago.
Oh, he's back.
I apologize for the delay. Due to the complexity of the penalty, I had to leave the field to consult an official rule book. After a thorough reading of the rules, I have determined that the play stands as called. Let's restart the clock.
Oh, finally, that took forever. Whoa, what's that? That looks like a flag nobody's going to be picking up.
I think it's 2-ply.
With 20 new episodes back-to-back, it's your last chance to see this Emmy Award-winning drama. I'm out the door. The final season of NYPD Blue begins. ABC premiere Tuesday, September 21st, only on ABC. Viewer discretion advised.
Big interception by Nick Harper to end the Brady streak. And now down by 3. It's the Colts at their own 30-yard line. 1st down, halfway through the 4th period. Edgerrin James picks up 7. Tackled by Harrison. Back to the interception we go.
You know what it was? It was a read by Brady. You're going to see Daniel Graham here, and they're going to fall into a cover 2. Brady reads cover 2, tries to get the ball there. Graham doesn't read cover 2, and he tries to cut in front of the middle linebacker. See him right there? See the middle linebacker? He tries to cut in front of the middle linebacker. He was supposed to go deep or run the seam. That's where Brady threw the ball. Graham cut it off.
2nd and 3. That ended the streak and could be a game-turning pick as well. And there it is. Brady, we talked about this earlier. Brunell had held the record. Most consecutive passes in home games without an interception.
Look at this crowd, Al. They're all standing up now in this 3rd down. They must have heard that Peyton Manning says that the crowd tends to get tired. This crowd here is going to show them, hey, we aren't tired. Everyone is standing up in this place.
Word spread. 3rd down and 3. 37-yard line. They give it to James, who cuts it back. Picks up a 1st down. So the Patriots having to think pass first there at that particular point. They give it to James, and Edgerrin picks up the 1st down.
Yeah, that's always a good look when a running back gets up and you have to pull the divot out of his head. I mean, that's football. I mean, you know you're back. You know the real season is back, and it's not preseason. It's not training camp. This is for real. When you're pulling divots out, you know, we're talking hit and run.
Something that would never happen to James in a home game, or we'd have big news.
That would be big news.
From the 42-yard line, Manning throws into traffic, intended for Reggie Wayne. Can't make the grab. 2nd and 10. Tell you what, this is developing into a pretty good rivalry when you think about those 2 games last year. The game in Indianapolis, coming down to the goal line stand at the end. Tight AFC Championship game. Great game tonight.
Well, you know you have 2 great quarterbacks, so you know you're going to have a lot of passing. And I still think that before this game is over, Marvin Harrison has to make a big play for the Colts.
Which he hasn't done tonight. He's caught 6, but he's averaged only 7 yards per reception. And Dominique Rhodes is taken down at the 44-yard line, and that will set up 3rd down and 8 as we tick down to 6 minutes in regulation.
Did you see Keith Traylor on that play? Now that is the way a nose tackle plays. He deserves to run up. He just picked Dominic Rhodes. Watch him here. He's going to control that line of scrimmage, control that center, come off him. Now watch it. That is the end of the line. That is the way to play nose tackle.
Meanwhile, Edgerrin James got some of that turf not only in his face mask, but in his eyes as well, as they worked on him on the sideline. Rhodes is in there alongside Manning in the gun. Big 3rd and 8. Only a 3-man rush and 8 guys covering, and that's enough to force an incomplete pass intended for Reggie Wayne.
Yeah, and that's what they like to do against Peyton Manning. You know, you can rush 3, you can rush 4, you can rush 5 or 6 or blitz or whatever. They think the toughest thing is to get him in 3rd and long like that, just rush 3 and make him throw into 8. The other thing they do is they always want to get pressure at what they call the spot. And the spot is 5 yards deep in front of Manning.
Hunter Smith with a pop-up. Infield fly rule is in effect, but no fair catch is called for, and the ball is loose. And Indianapolis has it. Deion Branch came up and tried to field the ball. It was a bad kick. It was a short kick. It was wobbling and spinning, and with the breeze blowing, who knows which way it was going. And Deion Branch, who was back there to run it back, can't handle it, and Indianapolis gets it back.
Troy Brown is their normal punt returner, and he's not active tonight, although Deion Branch did give the fair catch signal. He gave a fair catch signal, and then he came up, then he misjudged it. Watch, he goes like that, and the ball hits in front of him. Hits him in the face mask. The first thing you have to do is get up and get under it. Deion Branch never got under it.
Only a 6 punt return in his couple of seasons in the league. It's 1st down and 10 now, as Indy has it at the 33. James gets 5. Roman Pfeiffer making the tackle.
You know, last year they didn't have Dallas Clark in the championship game, so they had to go a lot of 1 back, 3 wide receivers. And now with Dallas Clark, they have more of a running game where they can run it inside or they can run off the edges like they did on that last play.
2nd and 5 now at the 28-yard line. 4:48 remaining in the 4th. James, room to roam on the outside, and it is Wilfork who goes over and is able to pull him down a little shy of the first down, but clearly already in field goal range, and you've got Vanderjagt, as good as they get, on the sideline.
You know what the Colts do? They run a lot inside. Now they're going to the outside. What they do is they get Vrabel out here in space, and then they're going to come back. And in fact, they just ran right over Vrabel. So then Wilfork had to run the line. That was a heck of a play by the nose tackle.
3rd and 1. Rhodes is the running back. Rhodes is the ball carrier, and he gets dumped just shy of the first down by Teddy Bruschi. So now you've got Vanderjagt, who could tie the game with about a 41-yard attempt. Or, if you're Tony Dungy, do you go for it here? Yeah. Mike Carey's going to measure. Well, they actually gave him a pretty good spot, all things considered. It looked like when he came in that he was going to be shy of the first down.
Yeah, the yellow line isn't official, of course, but it did look like the tip of the ball was over the yellow line.
When they put it down right here, let's take a look.
You can see half of the ball is on the yellow line, so we'll see how efficient our yellow line is. Pretty efficient.
Pretty efficient. All he had to get it across was the front. Take a look at the replay. I think they got a pretty good spot here.
That's Teddy Bruschi there. He makes a heck of a play because the guard is coming right on him, and he kind of gives him a bullfighter deal.
You know, New England can challenge this if they think he got too good a spot. But I don't know, if the guys upstairs have to tell Belichick to challenge. That's pretty interesting. I tell you what, with the naked eye, it looked like they were a little shy. They put the ball in the 28, but if Belichick had wanted to challenge this call, he could have. Too late. Or it will be as soon as it's snapped.
Now it's too late.
From the 23-yard line, that pass is incomplete. Intended for Marvin Harrison.
Tyrone Poole's doing a pretty good job on Marvin Harrison because we know Ty Law's been injured. He's been in and out. And Tyrone Poole is usually the right corner, and he's had to come over and play the left side. Let's look at that short yardage play again and look at the spot.
Well, looking from the end zone here. Well, I tell you what, you saw where the ball came down. It came down well shy of the first down.
Yeah, and it's the ball. I mean, there's nothing else. It's not his arm, his head, or anything. It's where the ball is.
2nd down and 10. This is Manning. And it is juggled. There's a flag. It's Wayne tied up with Asante Samuel. And the call, with all of the body language going on, is going to go against New England.
And if that's pass interference, that'll put the ball on the 1-yard line.
Pass interference. Defense, number 22. The foul occurred in the end zone. Ball in place at the 1-yard line. Automatic. First down.
Asante Samuel. So think about this. You've got the muff punt and the recovery by New England. You've got a propitious spot or fortuitous spot, and now you've got this.
Yeah, see, Asante Samuel turned the wrong way. He turned to the inside, and then he lost Wayne, and then when he turned back into him, then he couldn't get his head around. Had he had his head turned around back towards the ball, that wouldn't have been pass interference.
I got to get my propitious and fortuitous turned around, too. But here's James, who initially gets stopped, and with a second effort, the ball is loose. And coming out of the end zone, assuming there was no whistle, is New England.
Unbelievable.
I know, that's Wilfork. It looked like the play was over. And who knows what's going to happen when we see it on the replay. But with the way James came away, it's almost as if he's resigned to the fact that it was a fumble.
And it's the Colts' 3rd turnover in the red zone. Watch the rookie here, Vince Wilfork. He's going to come up with a ball right there. And then he's in the end zone. You see him pick it up in the end zone. He's going to run it out, and he gets it out right there.
Well, there's no way Dungy can challenge this with that replay. Here's another one. And the ball is loose before it appears his knee or elbow or other part beside hand and foot is down.
That was Eugene Wilson, the free safety that came up and made that hit that knocked the ball out of Edgerrin James's hand.
So Woolfolk recovers. It's his first NFL game, rookie out of Miami, and now it's first down inside the 1-yard line for the Patriots. What a wacky series.
This is what you call a flip-flop.
You're in the right state for that. First and 10 from the 1. Brady. Underthrown a little bit, and Harper is there covering on the play intended for David Patton. 2nd and 10.
All the fans are saying, give us one of those pass interference deals. But that's the thing about Bill Belichick, Charlie Weiss, that, you know, they get them backed up like this, and you think, okay, they're going to try and run, get to the 10-yard line. Boom, they come out and throw it deep. You know, whatever you think they're going to do, they try to do the opposite, both offensively and defensively. Now I think they do have to come back and run it, though. Dan Klecko is in at fullback. He's a lead blocker.
Joe Sutton, and just barely getting out of the end zone when it looked like he might be stopped in the end zone, and picking up about a yard is Corey Dillon. Last year, it was a different situation. Remember, they were in Denver, and Belichick, the difference was he was actually trailing by 1, took a safety when he was backed up to get better field position, and eventually won the game. But here he's in a situation, if you take a safety, you give Indianapolis 2 points to make it a 1-point game. You have to kick to Indy again. You got Vanderjagt coming back the other way.
And if it hadn't been for those turnovers in the red zone, the Patriots really haven't been able to stop it.
3rd down and 9 now. From the 2-yard line. Brady fires, flag thrown, 23-yard line. Givens pulls it in.
Boy, is he something. He just stays so calm. I mean, everyone else gets a little excited. The crowd's getting excited. The players are getting excited. Tom Brady just calmly stands back there, moves a little to his right.
On an eligible receiver, defense number 42. The penalty is declined.
Jason David is the guy, and he's a rookie out of Washington State. And with Doss out, the inexperience festering in that secondary. First down.
One thing that you know is you have to get Dwight Freeney over here, so you help with him. You have a guy on the outside help you. You have a guy on the inside help you. You get 3 guys on him, and Tom Brady's going to get some time.
And now Dillon picks up about 5, and Indianapolis is in a very difficult position for one reason right now. They used 2 of their timeouts earlier. One on a 3rd and 6, the other on an unsuccessful replay challenge, so they can only stop the clock 1 time plus the 2-minute warning, and New England will milk it now.
And they can milk it. They don't have to snap the ball before the 2-minute warning, so the Colts know that, and I think they just took a timeout.
They took a timeout. They waited a few seconds. The next time they can stop it is at the 2-minute warning, and then they're out of TOs.
All cars have headlights to illuminate the road ahead, but Lexus has developed a headlight that actually rotates up to 15 degrees to reveal what's around the bend before you get to the bend. What kind of a difference can 15 degrees make? A very noticeable one.
This looks promising.
On DVD, bring home the comedy. I'm a bunky junkie. Exploding with extras, including the hilarious slap reel. You ain't gonna hit.
I'm trying to help you, boy.
The Lady Killers. Own it today on DVD.
A clinical study has shown that Cheerios, made with all natural whole grain oats, added to a low-fat diet, can actually help reduce cholesterol. Just think of them as little life preservers. Certified by the American Heart Association.
That's a silverback. You can see the silver right on the back.
Oh, great. He's making a call. He's making a peak hour call!
Just hope you're not roaming.
Too many restrictions on your wireless plan?
You want some of this, monkey boy?
Come to T-Mobile and talk whenever, nationwide.
Whenever.
T-Mobile gives you the most whenever minutes. 1,000 for just $39.99.
T-Mobile, get more.
TV Guide calls Lost a knockout.
I think they would have come by now.
It's surprising.
Did anybody see that?
One of those shows you can't get enough of.
Where are we?
Lost premieres Wednesday, September 22nd, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
Coming up on Monday, Mark Cuban in action on ABC. Show called The Benefactor will give away $1 million. And you can watch it premiering this Monday before the game in the Eastern Central time zones and after the game out west. 2nd and 5 now as we come to the 2-minute warning, and Brady loses the ball, but it is Dillon who is there as Raheem Brock came in to take it away. And now we come to the 2-minute warning. So it comes down to this. If New England can convert, they can run out the clock. If they can't, we're set up for an Indy drive at the end. Great game on opening night. New England by 3.
Scent is the strongest sense tied to memory. How will you be remembered? Red Zone Invisible Solid with a controlled release scent system. It's the longest lasting invisible solid from Old Spice. So you smell great all day and all night. Red Zone Invisible Solid in 4 long-lasting scents. Stay in the zone. You can also smell great with new Red Zone body wash and body spray.
This place is a palace. Ours is a pit. Really nice offices.
Merci.
Our computers are bigger.
Our computers are smaller.
Smaller.
And they're twice as fast as the old ones.
Twice as fast. How'd you get those?
We dumped the big old ones on the New York office. Which office are you guys from?
We're from the new... Jersey.
Big productivity, small size. The IBM Ultra Small Desktop, featuring the Intel Pentium 4 processor with HD technology.
Hi, I'm Jared for Subway Restaurants. Did you know that a McDonald's Big Mac has 33 grams of fat? 33 grams of fat. But on the other hand, a tasty foot-long sweet onion chicken teriyaki sub from Subway has 10 grams of fat, which means you could eat another and another over the course of 3 different meals and still not equal the fat content of one Big Mac. I made my choice. Make yours. Subway. Choose well.
Why watch The Apprentice when you can see Donald Trump star in an even more jaw-dropping reality show, his own real life? It's the story of his climb to the top, his towering successes, his high-rolling failures. The real Donald Trump on the premiere of Primetime Live next Thursday.
We're going to horse around. The horse trailer player of the game, we'll name him after the game. We used to have this dumpy old little truck a couple of years ago. Now this is like an American icon. 18-wheeler rolling down the highways of America. Whose picture will adorn it? 3rd and 13 now with 2 minutes to go as Brady with a reverse roll. Surveys, throws, nearly picked off. But that only took 6 seconds, and now Indianapolis will get the ball back, albeit without a timeout, but with Mike Vanderjagt on the sideline and down by only 3.
And there's the clock is stopped right now, and it will stop after this punt return on a change of possession. Here's Brady again rolling to that left and throwing that way, stepping into it, knowing that he's going to get whacked. He did, and he did.
Josh Miller to kick. And the left footer with a spinner fielded at the 29-yard line by Brad Pyatt. He gets surrounded at the 35-yard line. So about 35 yards away from Vanderjagt field goal range with 1:43 and no timeouts for Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts.
Every bit of effort that we have.
In 4 days, let's play. Be there from the beginning.
Trader.com post-game show, but that could be a ways away as Tony Dungy's team is down by 3 without a timeout. 1:43 to go, and first down at the 36-yard line. Ty Law, who's been in and out, is out of the game right now, and Randall Gay is in there at the corner, and it's caught on the dead Stokely, and Stokely will take it inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. So the only Colt with Super Bowl experience. He played with the Ravens in 2000 and scored a touchdown against the Giants. Picks up 46 here.
But I wonder why he slowed down. I mean, it looked like if he just kept running, I mean, he may not have scored a touchdown, but he would have gained some more yards. But he's wide open right to the goal, and he starts to slow down there.
Now from the 18-yard line, Manning throws. That's caught short, gain slant. Marvin Harrison, 66 seconds to play.
You know, one reason you have to have a short memory as a pro, you can't think that we've had 3 turnovers down in the red zone. You can't have those thoughts in your mind right now if you're playing.
Do you take a shot at the end zone? Do you try to win instead of trying to tie it here? They go to the outside, and the pass is into traffic and incomplete. Intended for Wayne, who was backing up and was off balance and double covered that time by Gay and Samuel.
That's exactly what I think you do. I think you take 2 shots to the end zone. I think that shot, and then you take 1 more, and if you don't make it, then you try the field goal.
That's the shot. We'll see if they take it again here on 3rd down and 8. If they don't gain another yard, Vanderjagt is looking at about a 36-yard field goal attempt.
Crowd's not tired, Al.
Not right now. It's after midnight. They're wide awake. Manning under pressure, and McGinnis sacks him. And now it makes it a very difficult field goal for Vanderjagt. It's 4th down, and they've got to bring him in. So instead of a 35-yard attempt, they'll put the ball down at the 29-yard line, and it will be an attempt of about 48 yards.
Right, and those are the things that, you know, when you're going to take a shot, the one thing that you can't do is take a sack. That ball has to come out of there.
Of all things, New England takes a timeout. I don't know if you can freeze Mike Vanderjagt. He's got that long streak going. Here's McGinnis creating a long field goal into a breeze, which is swirling a bit.
Yeah, we talk about guys that make big plays over the years. Isn't this guy one of them, Willie McGinnis? I mean, he's a linebacker when you need a linebacker. He's a pass rusher when you need a pass rusher. He can be a down defensive lineman, and he can cover some ground still pretty quickly. Watch Peyton Manning was looking to his left, and he didn't see Willie McGinnis coming until it was too late.
And the one thing that Peyton had the presence of mind to do is hold on to the football, because a lot of times on that blindsided sack, you're going to fumble it.
Remember, it was Willie McGinnis who made that big play against him last year in the goal line. He's made a lot of big plays for this Patriot defense.
That's the first sack tonight for New England. 48-yard attempt. Vanderjagt had a perfect season. He's made 42 straight, an NFL record, and he'll try to send the game perhaps into overtime. New England will have a little bit of time on the other end of this. And Vanderjagt cannot make it. Wide right, and the Indianapolis Colts will go home again in total exasperation after playing New England. Long enough, but not true. And the Kraft family, Bob and Myra and son Jonathan, exult as their team will win it in the opener.
I think everyone is going to go over and pat Willie McGinnis on the back and say that was a big, big play for us, guys.
Gigantic. So one more snap is going to do it. And as the crowd begins to celebrate, we can tell you that tonight's game brought to you by Budweiser. Grab a cold, fresh Budweiser. It's game time. Lexus and their passionate pursuit of perfection. And IBM, making on-demand business a reality for companies around the world. John, this was a great game. You know, you think about the turning points. There were about a dozen of them in this game, back and forth, and calls and spots of balls and turnovers, and McGinnis sacked. Great game.
This is what NFL football is all about, and when it's not like this, it should be. I mean, this is what you want. You have passing, you have running, you have good offensive line play. It comes right down to the last few seconds.
New England 27, Indianapolis 24. Autotrader.com postgame show coming up.
Need a car?
No. A convertible. A red one. With under 15,000 miles.
Autotrader.com. With 2 million new or used cars, you can find the one you really want. And with millions of shoppers, you can sell the one you already have. It's the ultimate automotive classified site. Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
I kissed up to anyone I thought could get me a job. Striking tie, sir. You don't look 50. Come on, 50? You don't have to mean it. You just have to say it and act like you mean it. That's the only way to get a good job.
Hold on. Let's try this again, and this time with the help of the largest job website.
I got a great job because I use CareerBuilder.com. They have the most ways to customize a job search, so I could focus on the jobs that were actually right for me.
Now that's a smarter way to find a better job. CareerBuilder.com.
Jimmy keeps it real.
Are you still training for marathons? That and my ski race with the Vander Holyfield. Your what? I told you I raced the Vander Holyfield on skis. Oh, I don't listen to the guests. Yes.
Tonight, according to Jim Belushi on an all-new Jimmy Kimmel Live, ABC Tonight.
Welcome to the Autotrader.com postgame show. Here now, Al Michaels.
Plenty of highlights. New England wins it 27-24. Lead going back and forth. Wild, crazy, game-turning plays. Brady hits Deion Branch here in the first half. That tied the game at 10 apiece. And then Peyton Manning throwing this pass here, caught by Marvin Harrison to make it 17-10 Indianapolis. Brady back on the beam with David Patton in the third quarter to make it 20-17. And then Brady again to Daniel Graham. And it looked like New England would take this one as they were up by 10. But back came Manning. He hits Brandon Stokely for a touchdown here to make it 27-24. Then after Branch muffs the punt and is recovered by Indianapolis, they move into field goal range. But McGinnis makes a tremendous play after the James fumble was down at the 1-yard line. You have McGinnis with the sack coming up here to take them out of pretty much chip shot range for Vanderjagt, making it a 48-yard attempt. And Vanderjagt misses his first kick since the 2002 season. And the final score is 27-24.
That was fun. That was fun.
You know, it's kind of like where they ended up last year. It was a 24-14 game, but a very tight game. And these two teams are that close. I mean, they're a team. Either team can win, and it comes down to turnovers and big plays, as most games normally do.
Yeah, and I think we learned a year ago that you don't anoint someone a Super Bowl champion after the first game, because we go back to the Tampa Bay Philadelphia game, and all it was a great first game, and it's a great way to start the season. And as you say, these are two of the best teams in football, definitely two of the best teams in the AFC.
Maybe we need Thursday night football. Well, that's another story.
This was a fun one. I mean, from the start of the pregame show and the whole thing, this is what it's all about.
Tom Brady was our first ever horse trailer player of the game. The horse trailer was something that John coined a couple of years ago. It's where we do our audio layovers before the game, and now, of course, it's become this big rig. So the truck will go down to Charlotte. Everybody can see Brady's picture. So he's the first guy to get on it in 2002, and he deserved it again tonight, because you look at 26 out of 38 for 335.
I think this is his third time on it, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, but if you're going to have someone and you're going to haul him around the country, he's not a bad guy to start off with. And as you say, the horse trailer now will put Tom Brady's picture on it, and we'll start for Carolina tonight.
Look from the Jersey Turnpike tomorrow, right?
No, I'm going to see him there.
All right. New England wins it 27-24. And on Monday, we head down to Charlotte as the Carolina Panthers in their home opener take on the Green Bay Packers. Late local news followed by Nightline and Jimmy Kimmel Live over most of these ABC stations. And we can tell you that we will see you in 4 nights from Charlotte. Until then, Al Michaels, John Madden, Michelle Tafoya, and our entire crew, good night from Foxborough, Massachusetts.
ABC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
Fasten your seatbelts.
It's normal.
We were 1,000
1,000 miles off course.
Mayday! Mayday!
They're looking for us in the wrong place.
Where are we?
I've just been through a trauma here, okay?
We've all been through a trauma.
Did anybody say that?
If you see or hear anything, run.
Lost premieres Wednesday, September 22nd, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
Wednesdays this fall, the original international phenomenon is coming to ABC.
This is my new wife.
TV Guide says Wife Swap raises the bar for reality TV.
Rules are not to be broken.
Families swap wives.
She is not my mother. She is not going to ground me.
And it will change their lives forever.
I learned how deeply I love my wife.
Wife Swap, the original, premieres Wednesday, September 29th at 10/9 Central, only on ABC.
Good evening, I'm Kathy Brock.
And I'm Ron Majors. A lion goes on the attack at Lincoln Park Zoo, mauling a zookeeper. Also, hundreds of new security cameras everywhere. The city's stepped-up effort to track crime in Chicago.
Plus, preparing for Hurricane Ivan as the storm delivers a deadly blow in the Caribbean. And selling season tickets, the online deal that helps Bears fans make money off their seats.
With XM satellite radio,
find hotel,
Bluetooth wireless technology,
dial,
and voice-activated navigation.
Do you need directions?
No thanks, I got them.
You are not alone. Introducing the all-new 270 horsepower Acura TL.
Add energy savings to your entryway and don't pay till spring. Now at Menards. Choose from this Vista Full View Storm and Screen Door by Larson with interchangeable glass and screen or with self-storing glass and screen for just $159 each. Brighten things up with this dual bright motion detector carriage light from Heath Zenith. It goes from low to high power when motion is detected. $28.88. Menards lights your way to savings.
Save big money at Menards.
It accelerates faster than a Porsche Boxster. Has more ground clearance than a BMW X5. And costs $12,000 less than an Audi Allroad. It is the all-new 250 horsepower all-wheel drive Subaru Outback. Somewhere in Germany, an engineer weeps.
Visit your Subaru dealer for 2.9% APR for 63 months on every 2005 Subaru.
The best just gets better. For a limited time, get into any 2004 Ford Explorer and get a free 100,000-mile powertrain extended service plan. Add to that an impressive list of available luxury features, a best pick by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, and a great deal. Choose $4,500 cash back or 0 for 60. Either way, you get an extra $1,500 clearance cash, plus a free 100,000-mile powertrain extended service plan. So get into a 2004 Explorer, only at your local Ford store.
This is ABC 7 News at 10, Chicago's #1 news.
A terrifying rescue at the Lincoln Park Zoo as a lion goes on the attack today. A longtime zookeeper is hospitalized. Good evening, everyone. Cheryl's off tonight.
That zookeeper is in serious condition with puncture wounds. A firefighter who went in to rescue her is talking about the attack. We have more from ABC 7's Karen Jordan.
The 3 lions at the Lincoln Park Zoo have been secured in the indoor portion of their exhibit after one of them attacked their zookeeper, 60-year-old Nancy DeFiesta. The attack happened when the lions somehow ended up outside with DeFiesta, who was working on the moat surrounding the exhibit. There's not supposed to be direct contact between the animals and their human handlers. Workers who witnessed the attack called for help, which arrived within minutes.
She had multiple lacerations, puncture wounds throughout her body.
Shaky and kind of a shock. I mean, she didn't want to move, and once I got her a step at a time up the ladder, she was fine.
Visitors were allowed back in the zoo shortly after the attack. Most didn't know about the incident, but those who had heard about it said that they could tell something seemed wrong.
We saw the animals, and they were totally distressed. Yeah, they were just pacing back and forth. You could tell they wanted to be outside.
DeFiesta's husband tells ABC 7 News that she's very experienced as a zookeeper and has been with the zoo about 14 years. The zoo says finding out exactly what happened could take a few weeks.
We don't know how the contact occurred at this point. Unfortunately, Nancy is the one that has that information, and we're more worried about her and her stability with her injuries before we proceed to any investigation.
DeFiesta is here at Illinois Masonic Hospital where she's in serious condition. She's being treated for any pain she may have and to ward off infection, but she's expected to recover from her injuries. On the north side, Karen Jordan, ABC 7 News.
We've been told the lion that injured DeFiesta is one of her favorites. His name is Adelor, seen here in this video. Adelor is the father of 2 cubs who on this day 2 years ago were getting their first checkup, and that's Nancy DeFiesta helping. Tonight, a spokesperson for the Lincoln Park Zoo says DeFiesta is expected to recover and they did not have to put down any of the lions.
Mayor Daley unveils plans for a massive security network for Chicago. The project includes plans for a high-tech command center and thousands of surveillance cameras to watch over the city. The cameras are going to be linked to the city's 911 centers. 911 dispatchers can watch high-risk areas like government buildings, schools, CTA platforms, and then call in crimes as they see them happen.
The police get the direct information that says, and you're looking for, right, 2 individuals wearing red shirts or whatever the exact description is, and then the surrounding cameras in the area would then be monitored as well to aid the police if they flee the area. They'd be able to provide police with descriptions of where they're fleeing.
The new system is being financed by a $5 million grant from the Department of Homeland Security. It is set to be up and running within the next 18 months.
The island of Jamaica and parts of South Florida are bracing for the worst tonight as a powerful hurricane makes its way through the Caribbean. Hurricane Ivan has already taken a deadly toll, and forecasters say its wrath is far from over. Hurricane Ivan devastated the small Caribbean island of Grenada. Ivan, now considered the most powerful hurricane in the Caribbean in a decade, pounded Grenada for 2 hours. It left at least 13 people dead and destroyed or damaged 90% of Grenada's homes and public buildings.
It's a disaster area. It's a complete mess. People have been looting just about everything they can find. Household appliances, furniture, grocery stores. The looting is widespread.
Ivan also destroyed Grenada's prison, turning loose criminals. Now Jamaicans are preparing for the brunt of Ivan, stocking up on food, water, and other essentials.
I'm very much worried, very much worried. We are in a state right now where we can't even take a Category 1 hurricane, much as a Category 5. It is very frightening, and we need to really prepare ourselves.
Officials are urging 500,000 Jamaicans to evacuate coastal and flood-prone areas. And for the 3rd time in a month, Florida residents are preparing for a hurricane. People in the Florida Keys are being told they'll have to get out.
The Keys is very small, and a hurricane come this way, it'll take everything.
Once again, Floridians are stocking up on board-up materials as they try to protect what was not heavily damaged by Hurricanes Charlie and Francis. The threat of another major hurricane is taking a toll on Florida residents.
A lot of people are fearful or frustrated or impatient because of the inconvenience and suffering that their families and they themselves have had to go through over these last few weeks.
Ivan has been downgraded from a Category 5 to a Category 4. Don't take much comfort in that. It still has winds of 150 miles an hour. Jerry Taft is tracking the hurricane. He'll have more on where it's headed a bit later in this newscast.
A meeting for residents of a collapsed West Side apartment building tonight escalated into a rally outside the building owner's home. The gathering started out as an informational meeting to help displaced residents determine what to do next. The building collapsed on Tuesday night when a car smashed into a pillar holding up part of the structure. 4 units were demolished. Residents invited the building's owner, the city's building inspector, and a HUD representative to the meeting tonight. But when the building owner didn't show up, upset residents took the meeting to him.
Mr. Butler, come on out. See what the community is all about. Mr. Butler, come on down.
Residents rallied outside the home of building owner Cecil Butler. Butler's company, Habitat Boulevard, has been cited 30 times this year alone for code violations, from rodent infestations to severe plumbing problems.
After years of allegations, Rosemont Mayor Donald Stevens says a new report clears his name and proves he's not connected to the mob. The investigation was paid for by taxpayers and prepared by former